Testing. Let's go. Sure, everyone comes in here quick. Let's go live. Video. How's everybody doing today? We are definitely breaking into phase 6, you guys. I need everybody to start getting excited about this. This is a massive deal. This is the biggest thing that has happened since you own the stock. I promise you. We're going to break this down insanely simple for everybody. And I promise by the end of this video, you guys will be fucking jacked. I'm dead serious. This is a huge deal. And I wish more people would talk about this. I'm going to go ahead and tag some people here. I'm going to wait till we get some people in here. Just went live. All right, guys. Like I said, let me tag some people here. Let me get some people in here. I want people to understand this. This is probably the biggest thing that I've talked about. This is the biggest deal. This is one of the big 3 things I've told you since I've started doing any research. This is one of the... Did you watch Randall's video? Yes, I'm going to talk about Randall's video. I want you guys to please watch it. He's an amazing person. Like I said, I work with him on almost everything ISDA related. I'm going to cover a ton of stuff, and he's going to have a ton of stuff covered that I'm not going to go over. But like I said, you guys, this is shit. That's a massive deal. Can phase 6 be postponed? No, phase 6, it can, but the likelihood of phase 6 being postponed, I'm telling you, is under about 4%. We're going to get into that in 1 second. I promise you guys, you're going to be fucking jacked. This is an insanely important video. Alright, sorry guys, just had to fucking type in some people. How is everybody doing today? Let's go ahead and read some chats here. Like I said, I don't want to get into phase 6 yet because I don't want to keep on breaking this down. I'm just going to wait until a couple more people get in here. I told about 4 or 5 people that I would wait for them, so give me about 1 more minute, you guys. Like I said, this is a big fucking deal. And I'm going to show you here. Just to show you guys that I'm not lying. This is called the round table, okay? Just to get you guys intrigued. This is called a round table for ISDA, and what that means is they have all the top people of ISDA, and they get together, and they will talk about certain things and what, phases, if they want them, if they don't want them. But I want you guys to listen to this one thing right here real quick, and if this doesn't get your attention real quick, I don't know what will. This is a top banker, a BYN Mellon. Listen to what he says.
Because even after phase 6, there's going to be margin calls that have to be processed.
There's going to be margin calls after phase 6, you guys. Like I said, this isn't we're not joking around. It's not me just saying it. This is straight banks talking to you. Oh, geez, Barney. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that. This is bankers telling you there's going to be margin calls. This is the one thing I told you, no matter what I did with all of my research, they cannot get around this. It's not up to the corrupt United States government. It's not up to the DTCC. We're almost at 300 people. Like I said, I'm going to wait for about 4 more minutes then. And after that, we're going to start breaking this down. Because like I said, you guys, this is a massive deal. I hope people learn and then go talk to everybody else about this. This is a big deal. Because I'm going to play that one more time for you guys.
Because even after phase 6, there's going to be margin calls.
Like I said, they are admitting this is going to fuck them up. This is like the CAT system, but better. I have been more excited for Phase 6 and the repository system than I've been about the CAT system. The CAT system, we're going to get into some things. We're going to get into Archegos. We're going to get in a lot of things. I'm just waiting for one person, you guys. Give me about 2 more minutes. He's on his way. I'm hoping Randall Cornett jumps in here with me, and we can get this double teamed, because this guy is just as insanely smart as I am. All right, we're over 327. Let's just get into this. All right, everybody. Let me take a hit, and we are going to rock. Like I said, you guys, have not been excited about any ruling for a year. I'm excited as fuck about this one. Now, let's get into this. Phase 6 starts September 1st, 2022. So it starts in 1 month and about a week. This is not going to get delayed. This is not going to get pushed back. It was already delayed once from COVID. Now, on top of that, as my buddy Randall showed, there's a whole bunch of people around the world, my friends. There's so many countries that are being fucked. There are so many countries, and I tried to show people this. There are so many countries currently, their people are rioting. They're going ballistic. They're standing up for themselves. Their money is being taken. They can't access it. You have tanks outside of Chinese banks. You have so much stuff going on around the world that you don't know about because our media is not going to cover it. Now, tons of this is done through ISDA. ISDA's destroying nations. ISDA is... No, it won't get pushed back, Goat. I promise you this won't get pushed back. This is why it won't get pushed back. And we're going to talk about why it won't get pushed back in a second. Look it. You have a group called G20. G20 is an intergovernment forum of 19 countries in the European Union. They're one of the main people who talk about or control the banks, control how things work, control standards, control these margin requirements, okay? Now, their thoughts, like I said, I want to give Randall 100%, you guys, credit for this. If you do not follow Randall Cornett, I do not ever post to YouTubers. I posted about 3 in my entire life. I only follow a couple people. Randall Cornett here. Please follow this man. This guy knows more about derivatives in ISDA than I do, and he works with me on every single day. This is, like I said, you guys, this is a major deal that's going to happen. Now, let me explain what Phase 6 truly is. Phase 6 is going to be margin requirements for the derivatives market. This is a massive, massive deal. Now, let me explain how big the derivatives market, and I will show you how it's broken down. In 2008, on the brink of the financial crisis, what ended up happening is you had... Let me pull up a screenshot here. Now, we'll get into that in a second. Now, in 2008, there was $634 trillion in the derivatives market, okay? $634 trillion. There is currently $2.2 quadrillion in there, okay? $2.2 quadrillion. Yes, Randall posted the video today. Please take a look at this. Like I said, this is a great video. There's a ton of information.
Right here it says firms across Phase 5 and 6 need substantial fraction.
Me and him are going to get into something, and actually right
what's
here.
What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are all happy. Okay?
There's actually, I'm going to show a part of his video.
Okay, back in. I just wanted to highlight right here. It says firms across Phase.
We're going to get into that part of his video, but please check out his video. But like I said, let's get back into this. Now, you have $2.2 quadrillion in 2020. That is 4 times the amount of 2008. Now, this is why I told you guys there is going to be a massive, massive collapse. The only reason why it has not happened yet is because of the Federal Reserves. I showed you about the reverse repos, the mortgage-backed securities. I showed you about the reverse rates, that they went from 10% to 0, which is a massive deal. They are continuously buying back treasuries, which is again bailing out these banks without even asking the American public. This is why all that Powell talked about is the reverse repos doing what it's supposed to do. Now, to show you guys this, here's a couple $100 trillion inside the derivatives market per banks. You also have over $488 trillion that I showed you guys in interest payments, which is why I told you this is such a massive deal to get these out. Or get your guys' credit cards paid off. Get your guys' home loans. If you can refinance at a different credit union for a less price, it's a big deal to do these certain things. There's all of your 2.2 quadrillion. Now, this is how it got so out of hand, people. I want to show you the conflict of interest and why this is so fucked up. Now, in 2008, the derivatives market, we all know, played a massive, massive role in the financial collapse. We had the mortgage-backed securities that all failed. Sorry, my dog was about to jump off the bed there. I just want to make sure he was all right. So we had the mortgage-backed securities that failed, as we all know, and the swaps that failed in the derivatives market. Now, if you come and look at phase 6, this is what is currently happening inside the derivatives market. That's exactly what I keep telling everybody. This is exactly right. You guys want to know where your MOAS money is? There is your MOAS money. This is how we get to your MOAS money. We need to take these banks down, and this is how we're going to do that, even without even doing anything else. Now, the way it works inside the derivatives market, okay? You have non-centrally cleared derivatives. Now, I showed you guys this picture here earlier, and how it is hundreds of trillions of dollars. Here's your hundreds of trillions. Now, if you guys look at this picture here, like I said, tons of credit to Randall Cornett. A lot of this information I learned from him. I pass him stuff. So like I said, tons and tons and tons of respect to Randall. Thank you for everything you do for me and help me out with and teach me, my friend. Now, these 19 countries that continuously talk about centralizing, the need to centralize the derivatives market, which is why I told you guys the repository system is such a massive deal, because they will be able to track this stuff 100%. Now, phase 6 is going to affect 775 firms out of 990 firms in ISDA. This is going to affect 80%. This is also going to affect family offices. For the first time, you are going to have family offices being regulated. This is going to stop things like Archegos. Now, if you guys look here, you have the SEC's rules coming too late to stop the Archegos. And it talks about the need for the non-cleared, which we're going to get into, non-cleared security-based swaps. Now, it talks about lobbyists from ISDA, Security Industries Financial Market Association has delayed this adoption until September 1st, 2022, in order to align with Phase 6 adoption from the regulators. Like I said, this is going to be a massive day, my friend. I'm not saying it's going to hit them right away, but as you heard from these guys, it's going to take a while to process. So don't just go, oh, September 1st is it. They even admitted to you guys, it's so fucked up. It's so messed up because it's 2.2 quadrillion. It's going to take time to process. Listen once again.
Because even after phase 6, there's going to be margin calls that have to be processed.
See, that have to be processed. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to happen. It's going to cause margin calls. Now, what is going on inside the derivatives market that is so ridiculous? You have the DTCC.
Because even after phase 6, there's going to be margin.
You have the DTCC, okay? Once again, the banks, the market makers. The DTCC, for people that don't know, I'm sure everybody knows. But if you look here really quick, you have the DTCC is made up of Apex Clearing. Do you guys remember January 1st, Apex Clearing and the part that they played? Apex Clearing is involved. You have JP Morgan. You have BNP Paribas. people that are on here that are the involved in here. I mean, I can go down this list and every single bank on here is involved in this stuff that is in the United States. You have Citigroup. There's Citigroup, Citibank. You have, like I said, the corruption, it means no bounds. You have Citadel Security, JP Morgan. Well, guess what? JP Morgan is the worst out of them all. So they're writing ISDA contract and they're taking it because no matter what, and I'll get into it in a minute, it's things they can re-hypothecate for the banks as well. It's money, assets that they can show that they have. And this will stop this too. Phase 6 will stop this. And like I said, you guys, I'm so excited for this. I have never been this excited in my life. Now, the reason that this is so messed up, and like I said, you have Virtue. It's people that we know are committing crimes. Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. If you come over here, the way that this is working now, so you have those corrupt banks. Okay, you have the corrupt bank DTCCs. They are called what we call primary members in ISDA. Okay? Below that, this means you're managing around $1 trillion in assets. This means you're managing, hundreds of billions of dollars in assets. You're a big fucking name. You're a big player. An associate member, they're probably managing around, 50 billion. And these guys down here are probably your $10 billion club. Right here, you guys. Right here. If you, I'm telling you right now, if you're listening to this, check this site right now. If you are in this, okay, if you're in a subscriber members bank, if you're looking for a lot of trouble, these are the people that guy is talking about that are going to get margin called. It's going to be these types of banks. These two categories right here. I'm telling you, you could lose money, you could lose assets, and if you don't believe me, ask Canada, ask China. I know everyone's like, well, they're not the United States. Trust me, they'll do anything, you guys, as we see. Now, back to this. We're going to show you this web here and the path it takes as well. Well, okay, so what's happening is when me and you do a trade, the way that it works is we use Fidelity. We use TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, Fidelity Beta. We direct route our orders to lit exchanges. We do not use payment for order flow platform, but we buy on broker platforms. The way that they trade is called a master agreement. Now, a master agreement is not done on a platform. This is why it's called a non-centrally cleared derivative. This is not cleared by anything other than the bank member who's writing the ISDA contract. Now, when they do these trades, they write it on a piece of paper. Now, the only person that has the records to these papers are the banks and either the small bank, the market maker, or the hedge fund, or the family office that is taking the other side of the trade, which is taking the other side of the master agreement. Now, what they do instead of what we do, when me and you buy a stock, we put money up. You have a cash account. You deposit cash and you pay for it. Otherwise, you're on a margin call. You're on a margin account. And, eventually you can get margin called if you borrow too much and don't have the assets to cover. What they're doing inside this derivatives market, they staple a piece of paper on top of this piece of paper called a master agreement. And it's called a credit support annex. And we have learned this throughout the Archegos. Tons of lawsuits. I'm not going to get into each one. It will take way too long. I've gone through them tons of times if you really want to watch. Now, as you guys can see with the Archegos, these family offices, these swaps, they are unregulated hedge funds. The only people that are regulating them are the corrupt DTCC that are writing these. Okay? Why do the banks write these contracts even though they know that they cannot cover? It is called re-hypothecation. Okay? Now, for people that don't understand what that is, or an example. Well, hold on. I don't like to use Webster. I would like to promote Investopedia because Investopedia, if you're listening, trust me, if you don't know anything in the stock market, this is the place to learn it. This is where I learn a ton of my stuff. But what this is re-hypothecation is a practice where banks and brokers use for their own purposes. As you guys, I've told you many times, I'm talking about your interest payments. I'm talking about your car loans, your house loans, your account, your money. I'm talking about all those savings bonds that you guys buy, all of your pension, all those types of things that they have access to. They use your own assets, okay? And they have those assets posted as collateral by their clients who permit them to re-hypothecate them as basically their own. Like I said, it's ridiculous. So what they're doing, and let's bring up Archegos quick to make you guys be able to understand. Now, we're going to make this just Archegos on this side of the trade. Okay, so you had Huang, since we know his name, Huang of Archegos. He went to banks. And what he did is he wrote a master agreement. Now I'm going to show you exactly how he manipulated the system. Now I want you to understand how big this is. Huang had a $1 billion in assets, okay? $1 billion in assets. Because of this loophole, because of this gray area, because they're not regulated, they don't need to deposit collateral. It's all paper. What Huang was able to do is turn his thing into $160 billion. I'm going to say that again. $160 billion in assets on money he could not afford in 1 quarter. In 1 quarter. There are thousands of family offices out there. There are thousands of Archegos cases that we do not know about. Family offices currently that we know about manage $7.6 trillion in assets or notional value, whatever. That's what we know about. We don't even know about the rest of the things that they haven't been able to be caught with. Now, the way that they do this is Huang comes up to these banks. He writes a master agreement. Total return swaps. This is a type of swap that you can show that you have pretty much a security without actually owning the security, okay? You don't have to buy the stock itself. So, what he did is he went in there, he went in, opened a master agreement, and he slapped on a credit support annex, okay? Now, only Huang and him knew that this master agreement took place. Other banks don't have access to this. No one else knows, okay? Now, it's not, like I said, it's not centrally cleared. To show you the path that this takes, to make you guys be able to understand how fucked up this truly is. Look at this. When we write options, when we do trades, it gets centrally cleared. It's cleared by the OCC. Now, what happens is we go to a broker, they write an option contract with us, it's sent to the CBOE exchange, and then it's centrally cleared by the OCC to make sure everything's backed and all the collateral is good. Now, this is how ISDA manages it. What ISDA does is this is the market maker, okay? Up top here, you have the primary member, the top bank. Now, they write the ISDA contract right here. Nobody sees it. Now, it's 100% up to this person right here who wrote the ISDA contract to report that to ISDA. And then ISDA just posts the trade. They don't clear it. There's no OCC that makes sure all the collateral is okay, and there's no margin requirements. That is all done by the people who write the ISDA contract, which is the DTCC, who are the corrupt piles of trash. Now, Wang wrote a master agreement. He went to bank 1. Then he went to bank number 2. He wrote another master agreement. And what he did is he used the same collateral that was attached to this credit support annex to this one. So then the bank says, everything looks good to go. He has the assets because he bought total return swaps as well as flex options, married puts, and buy rights. Now, these are ways that they can show they have like I said, securities, assets, they're able to meet margin requirements when they don't truly own them. So, Hoang went to bank number 3, wrote another master agreement nobody had access to, used the same collateral on this credit support annex that he used here, and he used here. So what he's able to do is get unlimited margin. The problem is this is free, as you can see, hidden leverage. Because no one has access to these master agreements other than him and the bank. Now, that's a massive, massive deal. Because what's happening is the DTCC is approving every single thing. When they don't, this is why they were able to, when you guys watched the GameStop report, there was 21 billion. Think about this, you guys. You should be so fucking furious, it's not even funny. $22 billion was forgiven on January 1st. That was at that current price and all of that. Imagine if it would have kept going. Imagine if they would have had to buy that. If you owned stock at that point, you got so much stolen from you. Your own government told you you got it stolen from you. I don't care who you listen to, what YouTuber, it was literally fucking stolen from you. Your government told you that. You can argue with anyone you want. Now, they have unlimited free leverage. These stupid family offices that I've been talking about forever. Archegos, like I said, it's crazy what they have access to. Most of these family offices are people who were kicked out or did so many bad things that they were basically delisted and had to go unregulated. Well, think how messed up that is. So that means if you committed too many crimes, you just became unregulated. Now, like I showed you, there's hundreds of trillions of dollars inside this derivatives market I'm talking to you guys about that is unregulated. This is why that guy said, there will be margin calls. It's going to take time to process it, but there will be fucking margin calls because of this. There's no way around it. Now, if you guys look, this is that G20 I was talking about. Once again, Randall, thank you. Now, they want centralized clearing on these derivatives. They don't want any longer these people able to fuck around with stuff because there are things called currency swaps. Okay? Currency swaps, you can take place and you can fuck up other people's currency through these and the value of them. They don't like that shit, dude. Other countries want this stuff to be regulated. It only got pushed back because of COVID. Other people, other countries, you guys, it's destroying the fucking world. It's 2008 times 4. It's 2008 on crack. This is a big deal. Like I said, this is a massive, massive deal. Now, what Phase 6 is going to do is if you guys come down here, this is from the ISDA website. I highly, highly recommend everybody looks at the ISDA website. Now, what this is going to do, as you can see, it's going to affect all firms, banks, family offices, market makers that manage only up to 8 billion. Well, if you look, that's 80%. That's basically everybody in these two tabs. They are all going to be margined. The only people that aren't are the small amount of subscribers. Now, when these people start getting margined and over leveraged, I want you guys to look at what these guys are saying here. These are people talking about, you guys need to fucking comply. You need to get this going. We're not pushing this back. I'm going to show you guys all of these people talking about it will not be pushed back. Firms need to work to ensure they timely implement UMR compliance and efficiently capitalize on collateral optimization opportunities. Many firms across both remaining compliance phases are significantly behind and need to quickly accelerate and focus on key activities. The time and effort and coordination has been grossly underestimated by many phase 5 and 6 firms. The time is to act is now. Start to get your shit cleaned up, because they're not gonna let this shit go away, you guys. They're not gonna let these people go. It's not the DTCC anymore. It's now people around the world that are gonna say, all right, why the fuck are you so over leveraged, JP Morgan Chase? You need to get this under fucking control. You guys need to, like I said, this is insane what is going on. The Federal Reserve reduced rates. They ended up 2020 because of COVID. They reduced the rate requirement ratio that banks needed to have, okay? And that's another way that they're bailing them out by trillions of dollars. There's so many ways that these banks should have crashed, and this is where inflation is coming from. It's 100% coming from the Feds, and it's coming from this derivatives market. They're making us pay for this through inflation as well. So, what phase 6 is going to do, this is what it's going to do. I just needed you guys to understand what is happening inside this derivatives market first. So, instead of it taking this path of going, all right, it's just two people, it's two entities. It's the people writing it, and it's the people that are just sitting here getting the money. There's going to be a third entity right here. They're going to oversee the transaction, which is a big deal. On top of that, you guys, as you guys see here with these collateral or with these master agreements and this credit support annex, it can make it to where they can keep making unlimited free hidden leverage. They can keep opening up master agreements and have an Archegos situation. Once again, as it shows you here, Archegos, September 1st, 2022, but Lobby and all these people are delaying this adoption until 2022, which aligns with phase 6. They don't want these family offices to be able to do this anymore, you guys. This is a massive deal. This is going to start domino effects. This is going to start to margin smaller banks, smaller hedge funds, smaller market makers. Like I said, this is going to affect 4,352 counterparties. This unlimited collateral, it's now going to cost them money to open master agreements. So there's no more unlimited, I can buy this, not have to put anything down, and then I can get unlimited contracts, I can do whatever I want, like Archegos, unregulated, because they don't have to fill out 13Fs, anything. They don't have to report positions. Like I said, it's literally insane if you guys look at what family offices are able to do. Now, what's going to happen is, like I said, you're going to now have family offices, smaller banks. They're going to need to now collect on some of these master agreements, because they're going to now need to be able to, in order to come in compliance with phase 6, they're going to need to get money back and pay off, get some of these things caught up. And that's what I'm telling you guys. You are going to see firms, smaller firms, have to start to liquidate, or have to start to cover, or have to start to get rid of some of these swaps and some of these positions, some of these options. And we've already shown these are able to manipulate price action. And some of the ways that we have seen this, and one of the biggest things that we went over through this on, is flex options, Hassan, overstock, lawsuit. This information, you guys, this is throughout lawsuits. This is throughout court cases that they were found guilty. I do not show you guys information unless I can at least prove it 100%, or at least it's been in a court case and they were found guilty. This is when we call the sham resets through flex options. Like I said, these are firms that are able to come in, create leverage, create things through total return swaps, and show that they have positions that they do not currently have. Like I said, this is a major way that synthetics are there, and this is a massive, massive way that they are able to, once again, afford margins, and afford all the manipulation that they have on top of manipulating the price themselves. Now, like I was showing you here, I want you guys to understand this quick. Look at this. In 2008, they made what we call the Dodd-Frank Act, okay? This is why this is a massive, massive deal. You have the Dodd-Frank Act, and what they ended up doing, hedge funds said, okay, if you're going to do that to regulate hedge funds, what we are going to do is evolve. Think about it, the government. Think about it this way. I know we're in a recession, so what I'm going to do is rename the word recession, redefine it. It no longer means 2 quarters. It no longer means that. Look at the job market. It's super high. You literally just redefine it. So what they did is they redefined themselves to a family office. You have what is a family office, which means that they no longer are regulated by the Dodd-Frank or the Investor Act. I think it's 1940 or whatever it is. The Investor Act, if I can't remember the year off the top of my head. So they were able to basically go unregulated, not have to fill up positions, and get around all the rules. And then the way that they did that was all through the derivatives market. So basically, this is what I told you. They took 2008 and they quadrupled it. They did not learn their lesson. I want you guys to think about this. In 2008, what happened? What happened in 2008? One person was arrested. Went to prison. Sorry, I know my handwriting's garbage. He went to prison. 36 months. And you know what he is now? He's a CEO, again, of a bank. Nothing to see here. So for the 2008 financial collapse, one person was arrested, one person went to jail. So what did they learn? Well, fucking, we just stole $634 trillion, and you know what they did to punish us? We gave them more money that we call bailouts. Okay? So, we took criminals that destroyed the economy. $634 trillion. We're kind of what we call securitization. Now, for those of you that don't know what securitization is, it had a major part to do with the financial collapse in 2008. Now, as you guys can see, it's basically taking instruments, merging them into a pool. You guys remember in The Big Short, they called them, and in 2008, we called them tranches with the mortgage-backed securities, okay? Basically, like I said, this had a massive, massive, massive thing to do with the 2008 collapse. Now, currently what's going on, so like I said, that's how they went around the Dodd-Frank, and that's how they went around to be able to keep doing all the crap that they're doing. That's how you have Archegos. That's how they can go ahead and just steal billions and no one cares. Or even knows. Now, the DTCC, like I said, they're regulating all of this, and they're writing all of it. Well, the problem is who the hell's regulating the DTCC in the end of the day? Nobody. So, we have proof. We have looked through this. I'm not going to pull it up again because, Corey, I don't want to keep going into all of this thing. But if you guys have a minute, again, this is a massive deal. Go on Corey AMC1. He has all these articles. There's 49 fires that took place Go on his thing, look down for a while, and you'll see 49 fires from Iron Mountain who works with these bankers and literally burn master agreements to the ground. The problem is, you guys, is the banks are such massive criminals in the United States. This is why I keep telling everybody, if you look down here, you have the stock market, OTC market. Most of this, yes, it matters in the United States. But when they can sit there and play around in the derivatives market to get around these types of things and these regulations, this is why I kept telling you guys for the last year and a half. Yes, this is nice, but it doesn't fucking matter. They still can get around it. And I'll show you really quick why. There's too many things that we are learning through the DTCC program. As you guys just learned in Rule 802 as well, okay? You have Rule 208, which I went over here in my last thing here. Hold on, 802. So you have Rule 802. Something is wrong. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to play myself stupid.
Why do I care so much what people think about
Sorry,
me?
I just figured this would be the fastest way to find the file, just to show you. Now, in Rule 802 here, you guys see what they're doing is making repos. Of course, I was right on the spot. Here you go. So what they want to do is make another repo system for them. Now, this bails out people who hit margin requirements. And this is why I keep saying it is so hard for us to make these guys hit margin requirements until ISDA does it. Because you have so many programs like this. The OCC, and as you guys can call it, it's the 2020 Bank Repo Facility. They had one in 2020, and it was for $500 million. Well, now they proposed a brand new one, and they want it for, this year for $1 billion as another, like I told you guys, it's a continuous bailout for people who hit margin. Because what it does is it's called netting. Now, the way netting works, wait 1 second here. Now, like I said, this all ties back into ISDA and Phase 6, and this is why I'm showing you this, because if you understand all the manipulation and all the mechanics, you will be able to, like I said, teach anybody all of this stuff and make people understand these banks are the problem. They are literally 1000% the problem on all of this. They are doing everything. Like I said, we'll get into it 1 second here. Okay, I'll show you the CNS program in one moment. This is the way that netting works, okay? This is the problem, and this is why you have the DTCC program, you have the CNS program, you have all these programs that are like insurances for these guys when they hit margins. That is why they join these programs. And as you guys can see, here, if you want to take a look here, this is a CNS program. I highly, highly recommend that you look into this program. This program here is the way that they create billions of synthetic shares, and if you guys want me to in the chat, please tell me, and I will show you. I'll prove it to you in a couple minutes. Now, the problem is the way that netting works. Is let's say you have the CNS program. I can show you how the CNS program works. This is how they create billions of synthetic shares. It's through netting or an insurance type thing. Now, what happens is you have. Let's make it very easy. I don't want to keep making 10,000 tabs. That's how I lose my position. Classic. Now, the way netting works inside the CNS program is you have the DTCC. Once again, you guys, it always seems to, you see what I'm saying? It's always the DTCC. All of your guys' rules, all the SEC crap, all of these like, oh man, this rule is going to be this big thing. And this is why I was so upset with YouTubers. This is why I was so upset with everybody going, this is massive. When you don't understand it, you cannot give people hopium and then have them be let down. Give them hopium, let them be let down. Give it hopium, be let down. Oh, Rippy, this is it. This regulation means this. If you don't know what it means, do not teach people the wrong thing. You hurt the movement. Now, the way this works, the CNS program works, netting as well. You have the DTCC, who has a vault. Okay? This has all the real shares. Now, let's get into this thing real quick. Give me 10 seconds. I just need to pull up a document. We're going to go ahead and get into some files here. I said, I want you guys, I'm going to post all these on the bottom. I want you guys to be able to teach people, show people, and know that everything I'm showing you all adds up together. It all makes sense. It all is a big deal. This is stuff you guys need to learn. This is how we evolve. The problem is we're not evolving. We're still following the lines and getting so sad about certain things. Now, if you guys come down here and look into this process is called continuous net settlement. Now, inside of this, it's how you create synthetic shares, okay? This is another thing that they're able to do, and this is why I tell you these rules inside the stock market and all these things, they're not going to crash Citadel. But phase 6, well, they're not, none of this crap the SEC is going to crash Citadel because of Rule 203B, which I've showed you. These things Citadel is doing is legal. Yes, they're front running. Yes, they're doing the manipulation. Yes, they're parking orders. Yes, they're doing all that bullshit that we know. We know they are. They've admitted the crap. We've seen it over and over. They've been fined an insane amount of times. I showed you guys. Think about this for 1 second. Banks have been fined 7,000 times. The top 10 banks have been fined 7,000 times since 2012. Think about that. In 1 decade, they committed 7,000 crimes and no one gives a fuck. This is why I'm saying the DTCC, as we learned in the GameStop report, the FINRA, the SEC, they're all hand-jobbing each other in the background. They're all jerking each other off. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. I'm not going to fuck this guy over because then I can't get a job from him. It's just like in The Big Short. If you guys remember the rating system, okay? Think about this for a second. What did they say? We rate all mortgage-backed securities. We don't give a fuck if you can't afford it. We don't give a shit if you are at the bottom of the tranche. We don't give a fuck if you have 5 mortgages that are already labeled Bs. We're still going to slap this one up here on top, fucking AAA, just so you can get another mortgage. Because if you don't, the banker is going to go right across the street and get the rating from another credit union, a credit rating system. It's the same bullshit. None of these guys are going to fine each other, prosecute each other, hold each other accountable because all you see is nonstop people going from fucking SEC to fucking this bank to fucking... It's the same shit. And who's supposed to hold these fuckers accountable? Politicians. Well, fuck, we already know. I'm not going to get into politicians. I don't need to see the fucking viewer drop 3,000. But politicians this year were paid $1 billion in dark fucking money by corporations. So they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They're going to help out corporations and empires. They don't give a fuck. So you know who's going to give a fuck? The World Bank, other countries that they're fucking over. They're going to hold the DTCC accountable because no one else does. Obviously we don't. What's our government do? Why? Because banks are called too big to fail. And what do? They just bail them out. Just like fucking the reverse repos, just like the mortgage-backed securities. Think about this. Mortgage-backed securities, they have $3 trillion. Okay? These are basically mortgages that should have fucking defaulted during COVID. And then they just said, well, fuck that. We can't let the banks take these hits. So they fucking bought them up, kept buying them up and buying them up. They have what? 2.125 trillion in repos. Okay? From the feds. They went 10% reserve fee to 0. Which frees up banks to spend trillions more. Trillions more. They've literally given them $7-8 trillion. And people go, where the hell is inflation coming from? It's coming from the federal fucking government. Like I said, it is a complete fucking joke. The DTCC, the feds, they're all fucking in on it together. They don't give a shit. The DTCC, all the stock market, the banks, they fuck you over, and when they're done and bury you, they just call the feds up, they cut your body up, they put you in the fucking barrel of ass, and they bury your shit, and you're done. They don't care. It's over with. Like I said, this shit is unfucking real. What's going on, you guys? Now, Phase 6 will actually have regulation. You will have, like I showed you, you will have different countries all over the world watching the DTCC finally, watching these pieces of shit. Now, one of the clips I want to play real quick is from Randall's thing. This is from, they have what's called the roundtable. They talk about Phase 6. They talk about, all the higher-ups talk about what's going to happen. So just listen to this. I'll be real quiet for a moment.
5 and 6 need to act now and accelerate their efforts to make sure certain capabilities are in place on time. Failing to act now will put the firm's ability to transact in OTC bilateral derivatives at significant risk. This is not the time to slow down, but an opportunity to reassess and make sure you meet your long-term needs. Okay, so some of these guys that fail this, they get margin called and it implodes their business, but there's another thing called D&T, which is a do not trade list. So none of these counterparties, if you get fucked.
So as you guys can see, exactly, Tony. Now, Tony, now that you're here in the chat and I know you're there, I want you to look at this. This is a massive, massive deal. Now that you're talking about re-hypothecation, the banks are able to do this, and it's, like I said, it's just a complete joke. They're able to use this for collateral. Now, one of the main things through Phase 6 here is right here. Initial, well, I want you guys to read this last line here quick. Initial margin must be segregated with unaffiliated third-party custodian, and it cannot be re-hypothecated. Like I said, you guys, the magic liquidity fairy, the magic unlimited margin collateral, the unlimited DTCC able to forgive people. You guys, I'm telling you, if this was in place, I'm telling you right now, if this was in place, they would not have been able to do what they did in January. They would not have been able to forgive that. The DTCC would not have been able to forgive that $21 billion, and they would have needed to collect. I'm telling you guys. This is a fucking massive ass deal. They literally do all of their fuckery. This is how they afford all their fuckery. This is where all the firms go. All the lawsuits come down to. All of this shit. It all comes down to the DTCC and all of these pieces of shit regulators helping each other out. But Phase 6 is the first time the world regulates the DT fucking CC, you guys. This is a big ass deal. This is the first time family offices will be regulated. This is a big fucking deal. This is the first time family offices cannot go from 1 billion to 160 billion in assets that we don't know about. There's no more Archegoses. This is the type of shit that will stop Archegoses. This will not happen anymore. They're literally telling you this. They are admitting this through everything. On September 1st, this shit cannot fucking happen again. They need to stop this, you guys. Everybody that goes there, they're going to keep going. They're going to keep going. They can't, dude. The whole fucking world is starting to fucking revolt. China had to call in tanks because people were going to storm the fucking banks because the banks are so fucked up, you guys. They literally told people, your money is mine. It's mine. Fuck off. Everything you have in your account is gone. It's fucking mine. And this is why I tell you, if you're an ISTA, get the fuck out, dude. Just get the fuck out. Protect yourself. Get commodities. Get gold. I'm telling you, you guys. Thomas fucking Jeff. I mean, you guys. This is all. Dude, this is all fucking planned. This is all fucking. Dude, Thomas Jefferson. These banks, these corporations, dude, they're trying to fucking destroy everything. And people are fucking going, all right, you got to stop. The world's going to revolt because it's too much, dude. It's fucking too much. Listen to John Thomas Jefferson real quick. I believe that the banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberty than standing armies. And he's fucking right. Because in the end of the day, you see that, listen to me, they can collapse the entire financial system in the matter of 1 second. And if you don't believe me, ask 2008. Ask the .com fucking dip. They can do it in a matter of one push of a button. And everything's fucked. Everything's fucked. If American people ever allow private banks to control issue of their currency, first by inflation. Now, one of the things they've done, they're doing super inflation. You're going to have a recession. Then by deflation. Why? Because through inflation, I showed you guys, this has been the largest transfer of wealth in fucking history. And it went the wrong way. It's went from us to the 1%. It's gone the wrong way. The banks are the corporations that will grow around the banks. And I told you, these banks, these corporations, these mega fucking empires together are unstoppable. Why? They control your politicians. They control your government. They control your laws. They have lobbyists that you don't fucking have. The banks will deprive the people of all property until their children wake up homelessness and they're content their fathers conquered. Now listen to me. If you don't fucking believe me, or you don't believe Thomas Jefferson, I'll prove you wrong right now. BlackRock, Vanguard, banks, the feds, they're buying all mortgage-backed securities. They're buying properties $40,000 above ask. Why? Right there. You will all have no fucking homes. They will buy all of your properties and you will rent for the rest of your fucking life. Thomas fucking Jefferson told you what would happen in 1802 and it's happening. And people are like, nah, it's fucking going on. Like I said, guys, this shit is a fucking big deal because the world is going to hold us fucking accountable because we're fucking the world over. We're destroying people's countries. You have fucking corporations. You guys, think about this. You have corporations that are empires that have more money. They have more power. They have more reach. Nike, they have power in the United States. They have fucking power in China that you can't even imagine. More power, more than any empire you've ever read about or heard about in school. More. They have more power, more reach than all of them. They control more than they could ever have dreamed of. And they do it behind the fucking scenes. They do it behind the curtains. Like I said, this is a fucking insane thing that is going on. And we're crushing the world. And the whole world's fucking pushing for this. The whole world is saying, this is so fucking out of hand. I told you guys, this is unrecoverable. Look at this number. 2.2 quadrillion. It was at 634 trillion when the United States collapsed. We're 4 times it. 4 times it. How do you 4 times 634 trillion? 634 trillion is more money than there is in the world. But we went ahead and 4 times it. You guys, the United States debt is owed to fucking you. What the fuck? Why won't let me type any? You guys, the United States teaches all of us. There's $30 trillion in debt. All these, if China, listen to this. If China fucking ever collects on their debt, the United States would be destroyed. If you come down and look at and break down the debt by the United States, Japan owes 1.3 trillion. China only owes 1.07 trillion. Now, as you guys can see, we could print that off or do whatever the fuck we want in a matter of seconds. It's not that big of a deal. Other people owe hundreds of billions. Foreign debt is not that massive of a thing. And this is what I want you guys to understand, why your government tells you, we don't give a fuck. The national debt's not that big of a deal. It's because it's not owed by all these fucking countries. It's owed by us. It is owed by the United States citizens. It is owed by insurance companies, pension funds, mutual funds, local and United States government. It is owed to the Social Security. It is owed to holders of savings bonds. It is owed to the national public. We own $22 trillion of debt, but yet they talk about the $8 trillion that the rest of the world owes, and they don't even mention what they owe you. You guys, this is a fucking insane thing. These guys are running a fucking muck unsupervised. The Treasury can literally just go ahead whenever they want and kind of buy on in. Get in from retirement funds, military funds. This is why when a lot of the times you go into shit, when you retire, there's no money there that they told you was going to be there. You guys, this is a big fucking deal. We're paying for shit that won't be there when you retire. Why? Because of these fucking banks. Like I said, this stuff, like I said, you don't take my word for it. Take these bankers that are involved.
Because even after phase 6, there's going to be margin calls that have to be processed.
They're gonna fucking happen. This is going to destroy them, man. Like I said, this is they're pretty much one of their main unlimited glitches to get by these banks, these corrupt banks, and by these corrupt banks getting by so much, they can allow other corruption go throughout the United States and throughout the market because they can just say that they have this. They can do re-hypothecation, as Tony said, and use that as leverage to short us. This is why this is so fucked up. And once I said, you have netting process, you have all these insurance policies for these guys, you have the CNS program, which once again can create. CNS program is called continuous net settlement. It hides billions of counter shit shares that never make it to the rake show or the radar screen, as the sharers are borrowed from the DTCC once again, and are treated as legitimate borrowed shares for companies that are under attack. The counterfeit shares that are created by the CNS program are thought to be 20 times the disclosed failure to delivers, and it could be even higher. The true CNS totals are only obtained by serving the DTC with a subpoena. Like I said, this is insane what is going on through these programs. There are benefits through these programs. Now I want you guys to listen to this one. Members of the CNS program are exempt from certain short positions to avoid segregation violations and effectively meet other delivery needs. Bigums, what the hell does that mean? That means that if you're a market maker and you don't need to cover a short position, if you can take a share out, which is what they borrow and count as a real share, you can use that. You don't have to cover it if you're taking it on the short side. And I'll show you in a second how that works in the CNS program. If you need to use that to use for a market maker fill to locate. Like I said, this is how they can sit there and get off reg show that their shares, show all this crap, and it's just a complete joke. Like I said, the way netting works, the way the CNS program works, is you have piece of crap. You have the DTCC, who houses everything, the criminals. Now, connected to this, you're going to have what we call the network, okay, or the netting. Now, like I said, let me break this down because this is a big deal, and this is why I always tell you these stupid rules that we see, they'll always be able to get around it because of all this crap. Now, the way netting works is if you come over here and look, I'll even show you it. Regardless of volume, think about this. Regardless of volume, because it's called continuous net settlement. Think about the name, settlement, national value, dollar amount. Regardless of volume, CNS members' security obligation on a daily basis are netted into one long and one short position. And what that means is what they do is they'll come in here and you'll have Bank 1, Hedge Fund, Market Maker 1, Market Maker 2, 3, 4, whatever. Okay, Bank 2, whatever. Now, let's make these hedge funds. Let's say Hedge Fund 1 over here needed to go ahead and get some fucking shares. They just go ahead and pop on in here, get some fucking shares to cover their shit. Well, it's not more like hedge funds. It's not really hedge funds. It's more like market makers. It's all really mainly smaller banks. Because the thing that most people don't get is banks are able, because a lot of people, they go, why are the bank stocks never moving? Because banks can trade their own stock. Think about this. Banks can trade their own stock inside their own dark pool. And like I showed you guys before, now watch this. Okay, now watch this. So there are different types of dark pools out there. Now, you have broker-dealers, banks, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now the thing I want you guys to understand is each one of these things, certain type of ones, they don't go off of the MBBO. Their price is fucking discovery. So if some of these follow, MBBO, there's no price discovery. Listen to this, okay? These pools derive their own prices from order flow. So their element of price is discovery. So they don't fucking technically know. Which is how these banks can sit there and trade their shit at who knows what prices to make their stocks trade at higher values. How the fuck is that not a conflict of interest? Either way, let's keep going. Now, the way the CNS program works is this guy will go ahead and he borrows 1,000 shares. They don't give a fuck about the shares. They care about, what have we heard with Citadel and all that bullshit? Fair market value. What is the fair market value of those fucking shares? Let's say it equals, just to make it very simple, 1,000 cash. Well, they now go, all right, you now are short 1,000 cash. They don't give a fuck about this anymore. As long as the money keeps going, it's a continuous flow of money in a continuous set of these shares. Now, what I want you guys to watch and to show you guys more about this bullshit with this system, because it's a fucking joke. And the SEC and regulation actually got taken away. It's a big deal what happened in this. Now, give me 2 seconds. Just looking for program. Here it is. All right, now watch this. So stupid. I'm sorry. I hate the fact that they fucking... Alright. See, now watch this. Now, I want you guys to understand this, okay? This is a massive reason why I tell you Citadel will not be margin called right here. Intel is the fucks them up. Inside the CNS program, read this. This is from the SEC.gov website. I'm pretty sure what an idiot. I didn't put that. This is from the SEC website. I'll post this in a second at the bottom of this when I get into the video here. Okay, but this is from the SEC website, as you guys can see up here. Website's right there. It's SEC.gov, division, marketing, blah, blah, blah. Okay? In addition, market makers may maintain temporary short positions in CNS until such times as there is significant trading to flatten out their position, which is up to interpretation. So once again, they can short, have unlimited time on these shorts until there's significant trading, which is up to who? The DTCC, which we already fucking know, and the NSCC, who are fucking corrupt. So they're like, whatever, it's fine. Now watch this. NSCC, so a rule passed in 2014. NSCC does not have authority to execute buy-ins on behalf of its members. More for forcing closeouts on fails and can increase risk, blah, blah, blah. So in other words, in 2013, there was a rule passed that they could not force these people to close out their positions. Now, wait 2 seconds. Here, okay, so now here's a report that came from the NSCC, and I can go ahead again and post this with you guys as well, because like I said, I don't like to ever show you guys unless it came from an actual government website. Now, here's in this government website, they were called buy-ins. Now, back in the day, what happened in this program is you had NSCC would force buy-ins, and people would have to pay their positions in after a certain amount of time. What ended up happening is NSCC has no authority under SEC rules now to force a buy-in anymore because a rule that passed. Now, if you come in here and look, this is from 2008. So this is from 2012. So this is 10 years ago. So this number that I'm going to show you has drastically fucking increased, okay? DTC officials explain that approximately 6,000 notices of intent to buy are filed each day, with only 20 resulting in execution, which means out of the 6,000 people that were supposed to do, you're supposed to pay this back, you owe this, blah, 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 20 of them fucking did it. Now, that alone should show you guys they don't give a fuck, because just like always, it's cost of doing business. So we don't even know the amount of money that flows through this fucking CNS program, through the DTC repo bailout program, the 802 that we just covered. There are so many ways that they have that they can go ahead and bail these fuckers out. And on top of that, like I said, the federal government's doing it as well. So the way that I've told you guys, the way you get margin calls, the only way this happens, the way MOS takes place, you need banks. Okay? Okay. I want to show you guys this. You have what we call a short squeeze. I'm going to explain to you guys the difference between a short squeeze and the MOAS. Okay? Now, in a short squeeze, you're going to have shorts covered, okay? You're going to have FOMO. Which means your price is going to fucking rocket. Now, as we saw in the GameStop report, apparently FOMO alone got GameStop that high. According to them, there was no covering. So according to them, covering what had took place, you could get, I'm not even going to say a number, okay? Because let's just say it would have been higher than 300. Okay, so let's just say, for argument's sake, 1,200 cash. It could have went even higher. Now, you're going to have the shorts covered, blah, blah, blah. What we all talk about since day one, we've called it the mother of all short squeezes, right? We've called this the biggest short squeeze possible. Why? Because we want to take down the market makers. Now, as we see, Citadel has so much crap and leverage and just so many rules and gray areas that help them, like 203B. Now, I want to show you guys something real quick here, because this is a big deal and nobody talks about this. All we talk about was the $65 billion that Citadel, owes, but they don't owes at they didn't fill it, but they owe it at a certain fair market value, which is just fucking ridiculous. Now, this is just a couple major people. This is not Virtue's not in here, and I ended up making a mistake. So if you did see my thread here, I ended up making a mistake. I read it too quick. This is not 65 billion. I'm sorry, it's not 540 billion for Virtue. Virtue has 540 million. I'm going to correct myself. I did make a mistake. So everybody who saw that, I 100% apologize. Virtue has 540 million. But if you come down here and look, everybody complained and is like, oh my god, Citadel has 65 billion in shares sold, not located or not purchased at a fair market value, right? Well, if you guys look here, Citadel's like one of the smaller guys in this shit. Whereas the rest, it's all in ISDA fucking banks. Bank of America, 416 billion. 416 billion in securities sold, not yet purchased at fair market value. Citigroup, 200 billion. Securities sold, not yet purchased. This is all public statements. You can go look at this information and verify it for yourself. I have done that. I don't want to keep pulling up more tabs, which is why I went to this, because he had all the numbers ready. So like I said, you guys, if you don't trust me, go look up their reports. It's all public information. All these numbers are public. Now think about this. JP Morgan, another 200 billion. Goldman Sachs, another 170 billion. That's just 4 fucking people. Citadel, Morgan Stanley, there's another 100 billion. So in other words, if you guys literally think about it, you have trillions. That's just fucking 6 people. You have trillions in securities sold, not yet located. And it's fucking legal. All because of Rule 203B, if you are what they call a bona fide market maker, you can fill orders before locating shares. You don't even have to have a share. That is why any fucking time you push buy on a fucking piece of shit payment for order flow platform like Robinhood, it's instantly fucking processed. Why? Because it's instantly processed in the OTC market, and as I showed you guys, piece of shit. I think I fucked that one up. Yeah, oh well, whatever. As I showed you guys, this is the way you need to look at the way the market works. This is how I'm going to show you why this is so fucked up. Why would it fill a square? Like, really? All right. Retail. Broker. Trade. Broker. Citadel. So, you have a retail, wants to do a trade, he uses a broker platform. That broker platform sends it to fucking Citadel for either a rebate or for payment for order flow fees. Okay? Now, these guys can also send it to what we call market centers. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into all the things that brokers can do. Citadel now, as I showed you guys, has the CNS. They have ISDA. They have internalizers. They have stock borrow program. They have, well, technically, if you're I'm not going to say dark pools, everyone's going to go, oh my god, retail goes there. Retail does not go to dark pools. Retail does not go to dark pools. They go to what we call ATSs, which are alternative trading systems, and that is done on different facilities through computers. They also have fucking family offices. They also have, I know I'm forgetting a couple, blah, blah, blah. Either way, all of this is OTC trading. All of this is where they can go to fill shares, and none of this affects price. Down here is what we call the lit exchange. This is what creates your charts. This creates your level 2 data. So this creates your charts, this creates your level 2 data. The more people, the more retail that direct routes their orders down here to the lit exchange makes our charts more accurate. Makes our stuff count and makes it so you can see it on level 2. Now, like I said, let's go back to phase 6 here for a second because I'm getting a little off topic here. And I'm going way into trying to not get too far off. So like I said, you have trillions of dollars in the market legally, able to be sold that they don't own. So to enable to get Citadel to have to get margin called or to get fucked up, we need that done by people above Citadel. Who's above Citadel? The DTCC. Okay? The only way the DTCC is going to margin call Citadel is if they get margin called by somebody else. Well, that starts with phase 6. Now the DTCC can finally get margin called by the World Bank. And now, as Randall showed you, now this is why I want you guys to understand this is a big deal. This is why they will comply. This is why they're not going to keep taking hits. If you get kicked out of the derivatives market as a firm, you are dead. You are dead in the fucking water. You are done. There is no coming back. You are fucking finished. You are done. You cannot make the trades. You cannot be a big player in this game. You cannot manage billions or trillions in assets. You are fucking over. You're done. It is literally the shot to your forehead. It's fucking over. If you cannot work in this, you are fucking done. As they said here, we're going to go back and play this one more time.
Firms across phase 5 and 6 need to act now and accelerate their efforts to make sure certain capabilities are in place on time. Failing to act now will put the firm's ability to transact in OTC bilateral derivatives at significant risk. This is not the time to slow down, but an opportunity to reassess and make sure you meet your long-term needs. Okay, so some of these guys that fail this, they get margin called and it implodes their business, but there's another thing called DNT, which is a do not trade list. So
the DNT. This is what's going to keep the DTCC in fucking check. This is what's going to keep your fucking banks that are over leveraged to shit. Like these fuckers right here. JP Morgan Chase. If you're listening, go fuck yourself. Morgan or Goldman Sachs, Citibank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. You're all fucking pieces of shit. Go fuck yourself. I can't wait until you start getting fucked in the ass. Now, yeah, China's market's bleeding right now. Sorry, I'm trying to look over. I'm trying to now read a little bit of the chat. I haven't read the chat in like an hour and a half since I've been going. So I apologize to everybody that has been upset, but I have so much stuff that I need to go over. There's 900 people in here. I want to make sure everybody's learning as much as they possibly can. And most of these questions I know I'm eventually going to go into through teaching you. And in like a couple minutes here, you guys, I will go take a 5-minute break of just answering nothing but questions, okay? So again, I apologize. Now, back to this. Where the fuck? I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. I lost my tab. I lose my tabs. Too many fucking tabs open. Okay, oh, here it is. Okay, now. The DNT risk, or the DNT, do not trade with. If you get on this fucking list, it's like getting on the blacklist for banks. Which, if you're on the blacklist for banks, you will no longer be able to do business or run money through them. Now, to show you why this matters, because I want you guys to understand the difference here, okay? The blacklist in the United States is corrupt, because I'll show you right now. The blacklist basically says if you are in criminal affairs, a mob, family member, if you're doing illegal activities to get this type of money, if you were banned for doing insider trading, stealing money, wire fraud, a whole bunch of things like that, eventually you can get onto this blacklist. Well, as we find out, unless you're in the United States, if you pay them enough, you'll be able to fucking get off the blacklist, right? Of course, once again, as I'm showing you across the board, the DTCC, the banks, they're corrupt fucking piles of shit, and they fucking do any and everything they can fucking do to go ahead and make sure criminal activity happens. It already came up. It knew what I was going to fucking do. They don't give a fuck. They're going to ship in the coke. They're going to work with the drug cartel, and they're going to launder money for them. The entire United States are corrupt piles of fucking trash. And they're on top of everything. So, if they get stuck on the do not trade list, if you got JP Morgan and all of these people that now have all of this exposure, they have all this money on the do not trade list, and other countries are like, go fuck yourself, and they can only trade with these people, the only way they're going to be able to survive, or the only way they're going to be able to not go under and keep, making profits or anything, they're going to have to collect on these margins, and they're going to have to collect on these derivative contracts, these master agreements that they have with Citadel, okay? Now, by doing that, that will margin call Citadel. By making all these little banks, like I was showing you before on this domino effect, by margin calling all of those little banks, that means the bigger banks above them that they have it, it's like a margin call, or a domino effect. Each one of these, once these subscribers, associate members can write is the contrast with subscriber members, and primaries can do it with them. Well, when these guys go under, these guys go under. When these guys go under, these guys can go under. It can be a massive domino effect. So you can have all of these banks start getting just fucking railed. And they're gonna have to go to these market makers who owe them all of this money, and they're gonna say, you fucking have to pay this shit. And Citadel is gonna have to pay money that they can't fucking afford, because these smaller banks, they already told everyone, these guys are not prepared. They're not ready for the margin requirement, the deposit that they need to deposit and get ready, and the collateral they need to put in on September 1st. They're not ready for it. You're going to have a lot of firms and a lot of people in smaller banks get fucked up, man. I'm telling you. Like I said, I don't get excited for rules, but this isn't just fucking the United States anymore governing this. This isn't, the DTCC having the final say. It's the World fucking Bank. It's all of these people. It's the world governments. It's world central banks. Other world central banks. It's G20. And I just showed you. G20 is 20 countries. And they all want it. They all want it because they are getting fucked by the United States. The euro is plummeting. We're fucking making money on currency swaps. We're literally fucking them up. Like I said, man, this is a massive deal, you guys. And I know people are sitting there, and I know people have sat there, and it's been like, all right, hopium. All right, this rule will do this. This rule will do this. Bigums, you can't tell me that, you guys, every rule I've ever come across, and I mean ever come across, we can even look at my fucking shit quick, my videos. I tell you every time, nothing's a big deal. I expose every single time. Nope, this isn't going to do anything. On all of these proposals, I'll tell you exactly what it does. Because, like I said, guys, I actually know the mechanics of the market and the corruption, because that's all I've studied was the corruption. All I've studied was court documents. What have they done in court documents that's been proven? What is going on? And that is what we need to be staring at, and that is where we learn all this information. Because when you get found guilty in a court of law, how can you tell me that it's a lie? How can you tell me that that I'm wrong? I can fucking bring up court case after court case after court case. Archegos. We can go into the Archegos court case. It literally brings up nothing but fucking ISDA. You guys, this is massive, man. This is massive. Every fucking YouTuber, like I said, this is what you should be showing and talking about. This is what fucking matters, dude. None of this other bullshit. This is the people that, like I said, the regulators for the first fucking time are going to be regulated. Credit support annexes need collateral deposited for the first fucking time. The derivatives market, there's $2 quadrillion in there that won't get exposed until we make them expose it. Sorry, I have so many fucking drawings here. We'll see if this is the right one. Yeah, it is. Let's go. You have $2.2 quadrillion. 4 times 2008. It's like I said, it sucks because I feel like all of the fucking hopium over, I mean, it's been a year, you guys, you know what I mean? It's been a fucking year of everybody. This is it. This is going to be the thing. And this is why I tell you guys every time, and I've said it on every single stream. Every fucking Monday. What's going to happen? Price rises. Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday it goes down. Thursday it goes up to whatever they need to have fucking max pain. It's it all the time. And on every Monday, you hear the same fucking thing. Rippy, this is it. Oh, we're about to have a massive fucking gain. Hit clear path to 20 fucking 5. And what happens? People take out fucking options that don't understand the options, and they take them out of the money at 25 and not realizing that it still needs to fucking hit the break-even point and theta and all of these aspects. And the Greeks, they don't understand any of that, and then they lose money. And then right after, they hear you say, well, this is this and this is this, and it's a massive fucking deal. And like I said, you will teach it incorrectly, and then it doesn't matter. And what happens? We get fucked. You guys, I'm telling you, every YouTuber, you got to stop. I get it. You need money because you made this your job and you wrote it for a year and it was sweet. But guys, we got to fucking teach everyone to evolve. We got to show people the derivatives market. We got to stop fucking grifting and just fucking fluff piecing. It all matters. It fucking matters. I'm telling you, it fucking matters. A year of letdowns daily. This is what I'm telling you, guys. This is why I don't make 100 daily videos. This is why I tell you guys don't watch the price action. You cannot climb Mount Everest and fucking count every step. It's 45,000 steps. Think how long it take you to count 45,000 steps. And every fucking time you stop, Every time the price goes down, that's like taking 45 steps backwards and then counting the steps again. You will literally be doing it forever. And it's going to wear on you. You guys, I cannot stress this enough. This play is so much mental because, listen, if you bought AMC a year ago or GameStop, where they are now financially, where they are now compared to where they were when you first bought AMC or GameStop, is in a 50,000% better position when they were. And the numbers are same or not higher across the board. GameStop's borrow fee is fucking like 128 again. If you had conviction then, you should have it now more than you ever have, because everything is in our favor more than it's ever been. But when you, like I said, when you sit there and count these steps, when you sit there, like I said, I'm not telling you, don't watch YouTubers. If they're entertainment for you, if you learn things, watch them. But don't chase things, guys. Don't just sit there and fucking, oh, my YouTuber said this is going to hit this or this, and then you jump in it and lose money, and you don't feel like you can say anything, or if you do, they say, well, you should have done your DD. And that's why you will never in my life see me ever follow a chart. I've never done it. I have never followed a fucking chart. Why? Because they don't fucking matter. I cannot tell you to not watch a chart, then tell you to come watch me watch a chart. Give financial advice, because that is what you're doing. I'm telling you, when they want to come after you, if you're big enough, they will. They can. You saying this isn't financial advice, but taking money and giving financial advice about your opinion on a stock and having somebody fucking buy off your opinion, you're their DD. Don't tell them then at that point to do their own DD. You're paying them for the DD. That's the purpose of the super chats. This is why I turned my super chats on and said to everybody, every stream, if you are watching me and doing a super chat, never give it to me to ask me a fucking question. You can DM me on Twitter for free. You can ask in here when I break it down and say, all right, I'm doing chats for 20 minutes. If you want to super chat me, it's because, just like a waiter, I gave you a service. I hope in this stream, you all learned a lot. I hope in this stream you learned conviction. You learned that we are going to win, because it's not up to the fucking cocksuckers anymore that are doing the corruption. It will be up to the rest of the world. If you find notion in that and you want to do a super chat, that is different, in my opinion. That is like tipping a waiter or tipping teachers get paid. That is not me giving financial advice and making it to where you can lose money and then saying, well, you should have done your DD. Like I said, there's massive difference, you guys. And that ruined it for other people because of, like I said, you want to learn TA, you want to teach people how to do that. That's fine. Do your thing. But like I said, guys, you need to teach them fucking the DD behind everything also. You need to show them what the fuck is going on and not just show a ruling that's coming out and then fucking have a repeat wave of 75 people. Oh, fuck, this one YouTuber made it. 20 of us need to break the same fucking thing down, all say it's amazing, and then they have nowhere else to go. Like I said, guys, we're in this shit together. I show you guys every stream how much I fucking have. I get rich when you get rich. I don't need to grift, and I don't need to fucking show you guys bullshit, because I don't give a fuck. I have my own job. The day they quit, I told you guys, you're now a product. They need to sell you shit. They're just like the fucking media. The day they quit their job, they need to make money somehow. I have made $5,559 in a year. Other YouTubers have taken my material and made 75 times what I've made off my own research. And I don't give a fuck. I don't care. We're in this fucking together. I will show you guys this every time. I don't give a fuck. I get rich when you get rich. If I get rich off, like I said, I made money. I made a fuck ton of money. I told you guys, I showed you a long time ago. I made a lot of money. I sold options. I bought options when it was like $9, and I sold them when we were at like $60. So I made a good profit, a very good profit. I can make money. Like I said, super chats to me are if you learn. I don't do this for fucking a life. This is why I will sit there and dig deep and deep, because I want the MOAS to happen as much as you. This is why I'm trying to teach everyone the difference between a short squeeze and the mother of all squeezes. This is why I tell you guys, all that shit people talk about for short squeezes, who cares? We've been in this shit for the mother of all squeezes because they have stolen trillions from you. They have stolen from your children. They've stolen from your Social Security, your retirement. Everyone listening, you're going to work until the day you die. Sorry to say it, you're gonna. Social Security will be gone in 2035. What are you going to do when you need to buy pills? What are you going to do when it fucking hurts to move? What are you going to do if you get a medical condition? Because the older you get, the higher your chances of getting one are. This is what I'm saying now. It puts burden on your family. This is why I tell you guys. This is why I don't bring up the stock. This is why if you look at my Facebook, I don't think I have a Facebook anymore. If you look at my Twitter every single day, this is all I talk about. Corruption. Because this is all that fucking matters. What your government's doing, what they're not doing for you, why they're taxing you. What your regulators are doing. What the rest of the world is doing and how they're reacting to the government allowing 4 corporations to run the world. I show you the Federal Reserve and the people that we think are supposed to protect us that don't. They protect them. I show you when the fucking Federal Reserve, when the government is wrong and when the government is fucking you over, they just redefine words. Like I said, that's all you guys, this is the shit you should be watching. This is the shit that matters. This affects you every fucking day. Every day. This right here doesn't mean a fucking thing. This does not mean a fucking thing until it squeezes, until it hits where we need it to hit. If it comes in tomorrow and you're not buying, if you wake up tomorrow and you're not buying, what the fuck does it matter if this goes up to $35? Aren't you going to hold until it hits fucking $1,000, $2,000 anyways? If this is trading at $56, what's it matter to you? It doesn't fucking matter. You know what that means? That means you can't buy as much. That means it's harder for you to buy. That's it, because you're not selling it. We're not selling. The movement's not fucking going anywhere until we win. So stop looking at this. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. If you are not going to day trade, it doesn't matter. It's literally something that will fuck you up emotionally. And I tell you guys, Alex, thank you. I appreciate that very much. And I tell you guys every time, this play is so frustrating. And the one thing I don't want you guys to do is take this frustration and bring it into your everyday life. I don't want you guys to fucking bring this into relationships. Life's hard to fucking enough. Don't worry about this shit. This is why I expose all this crap, so you guys don't need to fucking worry about it. I do this so you guys don't need to panic when some fucking YouTuber says, this fucking chart told me, this chart said I was gonna, the TA says it was gonna, the TA is fucking accurate because the TA, you only see so much. You see what they want you to see. I am not telling you you can't make money in the stock market. Of course you can make money in the stock market. But you know the way you make money in the stock market? You follow the corruption and you play the corruption. Yes, TA matters. But TA matters a certain amount when they can manipulate prices on the most manipulated stocks. If you want to learn, this is why I tell everybody. I very rarely, I showed you guys this last time, I very rarely will show you guys plays. And when I do, you will make a lot of fucking money. I've showed you guys 4 different times when to play the SPY, and I didn't do it from TA. I never looked at TA one time, and I told you I told you each time, all 4 times, 25 cents within 32 cents of each one of the highs all 4 times. And then I told you the bottoms, and everyone who played both sides with me made a fuck ton of money. Because I told you, not TA, I showed you what's going on with the plunge protection team and with the federal government and how they're able to prop up the indexes, which will raise certain things, and it will raise the SPY. And I showed you the signs to look at for that. So you can make money every fucking time Powell's dumb fucking ass steps up to the podium. I showed you it the other day, what was going to fucking happen with the SPY, and we were right again. If you want to learn options, there are so many other stocks out there other than AMC to learn option plays. There are so many videos. You guys, we cannot be fucking lazy anymore. You cannot watch one person. Listen to me. Okay. When I do DD and I put out a video, when I do DD or I post something or I retweet somebody's shit, do you think I look at the one source and go, look at this. This is right for sure? No. I look up fucking 65 different lawsuits. He writes this. I'm going to go ahead and type this in. We're going to Google it. Where did this fucking guy get it? How many other people are talking about it? It's as easy as that. If you want to verify a tweet, copy it, paste it, and make sure that it's A, a repeat thing, B, make sure it's quality sources, and it's that quick. It's that quick, guys, to verify information, to verify stuff. Damn, TMI. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. But this is my point, guys. We gotta evolve. We gotta look at the things that matter in the background. So, like I said, it doesn't phase your everyday life, because this play is more emotional than it is anything else. And it's so much... It's letdowns. You've been told by everybody. You've been told by your government, the GameSpot report, the DTCC, SEC, NSCC. You were right. You were told by your government, you guys. You were right. You were so right they had to they had to shut the game off. Why do you need more verification? It's just like 2018, you guys. I'm sorry, 2008. I just showed you. They didn't fucking learn their lesson. Al, thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. They didn't learn their lesson. They made it worse. Because no matter what, if your fucking punishment in life is just a bailout, if it's just money, if you stole money and the only punishment I give you is money, why the fuck would you not do it again? It's just like all these fines. It's just like all the small fines. They are cost of business. Every single time the SEC gives a fine, it's what? It's $100. It's a fine that is 30% of what they made, if that, okay? It's 30% of what they made from the crime. Think about that. And then we find out the SEC collects on 40% of them. Think about how fucking stupid that is. So, you break a rule, you get fined, and only 40% of the time, I showed you that. I even showed you the report from the SEC themselves. That literally... I'm gonna take 3 seconds to find it. If I cannot find it, I'm not gonna show it. Trust me, you guys, you can look on there. I've literally showed you SEC's report that showed you each year how much they've truly collected on. And it was literally under 40%. It's like, what's the purpose of finding it? Why do you think criminals do this stuff? They don't give a fuck. No one's gonna make anything happen. Where is it? It's called SEC Fine Report. All right, I'm not going to stall too much longer and keep looking. If you want to look at my videos, it's called SEC Fine Report. It pulls up their actual website, and it shows you how many people that they fined, how much they collected, the amount they were supposed to collect, the amount that they fined, and a percentage. I just have so many videos, I'm already down too low. I'm down too low. It's somewhere in there. Like I said, I don't want to keep looking for it. I don't want to keep wasting people's time. But before I keep going, like I said, guys, this phase 6, this repository system, these are big fucking deals. What? Wrong thing. Piece of crap. Here it is. Nope. Damn it. Of course I can't find it right now. This is driving me nuts. This repository system that I've been going over, I know I put the PDF over here. These are big fucking deals, guys. This repository system I just made this video on, trust me, you need to watch this. This phase 6 is a big deal. This repository system is going to finish it by then. It will not go past this repository system. It won't. This is the central clearing system. This is going to make it so where currently, I'm just going to show you guys a 30-second clip. This is from the ISDA website, and this talks about the repository system.
Initiative, or DRR, can help. We are translating the amended rules into machine executable open source code using ISDA's common domain model so that firms can access a standard interpretation of the requirements and plug them directly into their systems. This will eliminate inconsistencies and avoid the need for each firm to build its own reporting logic from scratch. If further regulatory changes occur, the DRR can be altered centrally and then deployed to firms quickly. We are starting with the commodity futures.
So as you guys can see, when this comes in, there's no more, oh, I didn't know. How many times have we heard, oh, I misunderstood the rules, or, oh, I didn't know what that meant, or like I said, they can no longer participate in ISDA if they do not follow these requirements in this repository system. This is a centralized clearing system. Like I said, they will track everything. You will suddenly have $2.2 quadrillion, or not quadrillion, 2.2 quadrillion in assets, in national value. Finally fucking watched, finally regulated by other countries so it can finally get under control. All right. Now, I'm just gonna go open to questions. I'm just gonna stare at the chat for a little bit. Please, you guys, ask any questions if you have anything you want to know. I know I've been going on for quite a long time, so please ask any questions if you have any at all. You don't think are they lying to get y'all to keep holding AMC? Who is they? Phil, you don't need to delete questions like that, man. Don't delete questions, my friends. All my mods. The only people you need to delete, honestly, are spamming. Don't delete any other questions, please. If they're like spamming porn stuff. Otherwise, if somebody even talks shit to me, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I talk shit to everyone else. I'm a big boy. They can say what they want to say, my friend. 2024, who going cactus? What about when they're deemed too big to enforce? When Moonsun, when they're too big to enforce, the problem is they'll never be too big to force because it's worldwide and they're involving with other companies that are involving other worlds and they're fucking up other economies. So there's no way that they're going to look at the United States and go like, you guys are too big to enforce, because they want to make sure that their country stops getting fucked over. So that won't happen at all. There's literally no worrying about that. Who is policing this? You have G20. Yeah, well, you have G20, which is 20 of the Europe. It's 20 countries. It's a centralized banking involved in those countries. You also have the European Union. You have Russian centralized banks, Canadian centralized banks. You have United States centralized banks. Basically, worldwide banks are going to be in charge of this. Bigum's got the Rona and it sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I hope you feel better pretty soon. Who's placing this? Hold on. Here we go. The system is so corrupt. How can we expect it to squeeze? I just went over the squeeze, my friend. We expect this to squeeze because Phase 6 and the derivatives market are going to be cleaned up by Phase 6 and by the repository system. This is why the only things I've talked about it, because the only way you get a mother of all squeezes is you need Citadel to be margin called. The only way Citadel gets margin called is from the bank. And the only way the banks are going to get margin called is if they get margin called by other banks by being over leveraged, which, as you guys can see, proof's in the pudding. They're over leveraged here by hundreds of trillions. Proof's right here in the pudding by the G20. Right here. They're too over leveraged. They're over leveraged by hundreds of trillions of dollars. And we have to fix this. We need a centralized clearing because we need our economies to be fixed. This is too out of hand. You guys, the United States, they didn't just steal from us. They stole from the fucking world. We're the most powerful country in the world. Who the fuck was gonna stop us? All right, let me keep going. Can you explain Phase 6 like I'm 5? Phase 6 is a margin requirement for the derivatives market. It's going to fuck up a lot of banks. It's also going to destroy their unlimited hidden leverage. And it's going to fuck up, and I mean destroy, family offices. It will finally regulate family offices, and it will eliminate archegoses. It will make it so they can no longer take out multiple master agreements. Let's see. Let me go down a little bit. Sorry, you guys. You got it. BBIG. Epics. Thank you. Working. You said the World Banks are the ones policing it. Let's start. MOAS is going to start in September end. Well, like I said, you guys, I want you to listen to this one more time. The guy's telling you what's going to happen. It's going to happen after. There's going to be margin calls, but it's going to take time to process it. As I showed you in that little video clip, it takes time to process. So now watch this one more time, just in case you didn't join earlier.
Because even after Phase 6, there's going to be margin calls that are, even after Phase 6, there's going to be margin calls. Even after Phase 6, there's going to be margin calls. Even after Phase 6, there's going to be margin calls that have to be processed.
Like he said, there are going to be margin calls. I made sure you heard it multiple times.
Because even after Phase 6, there's going to be margin calls that.
And this is the World Bank Roundtable. This is the bankers talking about this. They're admitting there's going to be margins. The domino effect is going to happen. They have not been prepared for this. So as soon as those start to be processed,
that have to be processed.
So that means that these margins are going to happen as soon as they're able to process these margins. This is why I tell everybody, don't open up options on September 1st and go, this is MOAS date. It takes time to process these. It's going to take time for the World Bank to look this over, because I'm telling you guys, there's $2.2 quadrillion. There's 2.2 quadrillion in there. There's so much shit to look over, you guys. It's going to take some time. But when it's been looked over, when they see what the fuck is going on, it's going to be the thing that is going to fuck their world. I'm telling you. Even they're telling you.
There's going to be margin calls that are.
Like I said, they're telling you. This is why I've been telling you guys. I don't just fucking read something and go, this is a big deal. No, this is a fucking big deal, you guys. This is a fucking big deal. I never get jacked up. Everybody knows if you watch my stream, I'm the one fucker that tells you the truth and goes, this isn't going to do shit, and people don't like it and they don't follow me because I wasn't a hopium. I didn't fucking hopium here. Everything's the greatest thing. I'm like, no, I don't want you to get your hopes up because this plays fucking emotional, and if you get let down too many times, you're going to stop giving a fuck, and you cannot stop. You can't stop caring. I showed you, this is why. What I show you every day, the corruption with your government, your banks, the way our life is, every fucking aspect about this country. This should be motivation enough for you to fucking hold and say, fuck these guys. Fuck these criminals. This should be enough. This is why I post it. Not to piss you off. I post it to fucking fuel that. Fuck these cocksuckers, dude. They're fucking pieces of shit. They're fucking stealing from us in broad daylight, and they're sipping champagne when we fucking call them out. Like I said, I mean, this shit truly, to the bottom of my fucking heart, pisses me off, dude. It is fucking truly unreal what we allow in the United States to fucking happen. And then when we get called out, it's nope. My red or blue, my politician would never do this aloud. The fuck they won't. Ask all of their net wealth. Every one of your politicians you love, go Google their net wealth, because I can tell you right now, they're making about $250K in politics, and they don't own businesses. So where are they getting those other millions? Oh yeah, dark money, corporations, public speeches, bullshit, fucking bribes. All right, Pete G wants me to go down the phase steps. All right, each phase step. So the reason why this did not matter before and why it wasn't a big deal with phase 5. Let me pull up Randall's video for one more second here. Randall posted it. I have a picture, but it doesn't go back as far as Randall's. So this is how each step was affected throughout each phase. Phase 1 was managers average, that managed $3 trillion in assets. Then it dropped down to $2.25 trillion. So this is why basically nobody was affected. Then it dropped down to $1.5 trillion in phase 3, under $1 trillion in phase 4, $750 billion there. Then you had $50 billion, and then it dropped down to $8 billion on this new phase. This is why it affects 80% of ISDA. This is why this is a big, big deal. It is now covering, this phase covered 334 people. This covers 775 for a 50% increase. We are now at 79.87%, up from 20%. So like I said, it's a big fucking deal. All right, Bigums, what do you think the odds are that the world banks will actually margin call the DTCC? 100%. Because they're in charge, and if they're not holding their end, the entire world will hold their end for them. There's 100%, they will fuck up the DTCC if the DTCC and these other people and these other firms and these other small banks, they will be hit on that do not trade list, and they will get fucked up. All right, please go down. Bigums, you're probably one of the few AMC YouTubers I'd like to meet after the squeeze. Dude, I'd love to do after this shit squeezes. We all get together and do something, man. There's no way we can't do like an ApeCon or something, man. There's no way we can't. Did the shorts cover? Fuck no. That's why we keep holding, my friend. Heard they may run at the same time in order to prevent taking profits from one and dumping into the other. I don't think they'll have really much say, man. If a market maker gets margin called, they're going to have to margin call everyone else. It's going to be a fucking shit show. Can't wait to exchange my USD to the new petrodollar. Thanks, brother. Appreciate your content. Thank you, my friend. What's up with the right short positions? How do they cover? What's loaning shares? Who's loaning shares? You got fucking institutions. You got retail investors that are buying, don't understand the stock borrow program. They are loaning those shares out as well. A lot of things, man. Like I said, the thing is a lot of us understand what's going on. A lot of people like us that have been in the movement understand the difference between these payment for order flows and platforms and things like that, turning off share lending. A lot of people don't understand when these certain update comes out, like on Webull, they'll actually update it and make you do share lending even though you don't opt into it. So it's a massive deal, my friends. Alright, so be like a multi-trillionaire. Hell yeah, dude. Vegas, let's go. I would love to go out to Vegas, man. That would be sick. Al has his own agenda. Al from Boston's a piece of shit. I don't care what anyone says. He steals my content. He's a fucking loser. He blocked me. I've called him out multiple times because he's fucking literally the dumbest fuck I have ever talked to. I will never bash a YouTuber more than I bash Al from Boston or M Coors for selling fanny packs. Like, Those two alone are literally fucking the biggest fucking shills I've ever seen in my entire life. I just don't care. But Al from Boston sexually fucking went after women, disappeared, and then everyone forgave him. Like, it's just stupid. The guy literally doesn't know shit. And when you ask him a question, I gotta go ask my boyfriend Jeffrey. Jeff knows everything. And then when I first talked to him, I was gonna have him on my show, and I asked him about a whole bunch of things. And I go, well, you don't know shit. Where'd you come up with this theory of 100 million or whatever? And he's like, well, it's my buddy Jeff's idea. I go, so it's not even your idea. The thing you got famous off is not even your idea, and you didn't even understand what you presented to me? You're a fucking clown. So, yes, I 1000% hate Al from Boston. He's a fucking complete trash loser, dude. Like I said, there's only two YouTubers that I will fucking bash, and that's them. Complete fucking chodes, dude. Hey, Bigums, do you think they actually find FTD stocks? Do they locate them? I mean, I showed you there's so many ways they can get around them. They can get around locating FTDs through the CNS program, as I showed you. The CNS program hides billions of counterfeit shares that never make it to the reg show list. If you guys come here and look at what we call sham resets or sham reset transactions, sham closeouts, this is the way that they're able to actually close out FTDs or push FTDs down the road if they're on the reg show without actually filling them. They do this through ISDA, and this is another way that they're able to get around what we call hard to borrow stocks and get them off of the threshold or the reg show list without having to pay or have to cover those shorts to actually get off the reg show list. So if you guys remember earlier when we were holding AMC, there was a moment where it was on reg show and everyone was talking about it and the price never jumped and they got off reg show list. It's because they're able to do synthetics, they're able to do buy rights, flex options, and married puts. And they're able to go ahead and reset these to day one. And they're able to go ahead and they're able to do what we call a sham, closeout. Now, a sham closeout is like a sham reset. It gives the appearance of a closeout of a short position. Now, the way that this is done is you have a bank and a institution or a family office. Now, in this case, it was Hassan's family office that ended up getting caught. Now, what he did is he went into these banks, like I showed you, just like Archegos. They were able to make master agreements. He was able to over-leverage himself through the banks. Now, what he did actually was illegal, and so what the banks was? He ended up paying the banks to fucking end up saying that they sent shares to Hassan in the form of these options. Now, when the flex option, it was sent to Hassan, so he looked like he had the leverage. It looked like he had the total return swaps, just like in Archegos. Now he was able to take those, and what he did, this is how he got caught and got in trouble. He fucking took those, and he did just like Archegos. He went out and ordered another one, and he was over leveraged, and then he ended up getting caught. And like I said, this is such a joke of a system that they're able to control things. They make it look like, to me, reg show is nothing more than level 2 data. It's what they want you to see. There's ways to get around it. There's ways to get off it. And there are plenty of lawsuits that you can go into. And they go into deep dives. These, like I said, this is all 1000%. Like I said, you guys, go into these lawsuits. Read these things. Don't take my word for it. Open these things. There's things I might miss. There's so many reasons, you guys, to actually dive into this stuff. So make sure you guys jump into that. iHaze GED, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Matt Duck Super Suspenders, I appreciate it. Thanks for becoming a member, my friend. Bliss, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. I hope you guys go back. The thing that sucked about this movement, and I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not a fucking hero. I'm nothing. I'm a guy that a lot of people will come to, and a lot of people will fucking give me DD. A lot of my education is not me going out and just 1000% Googling it. It's tons of people's work. It's tons of people coming together with me. The difference is I will read through it. I don't just do too long didn't read. We gotta grow up. There is no too long didn't read anymore, you guys. You're talking about your money. You're talking about your future. You're talking about your retirement. You're talking about your children. You have to grow up. You have to look at these things. Nothing more matters. You going on and watching a fucking clown on YouTube, watching a rerun of a show you've watched 1,000 times is not more important than educating yourself on what is happening to your money, to your life. Like I said, guys, I have tons of fucking videos on so many subjects that we have already should have been talking about, covered about. I mean, I literally talked about fucking family offices, the trillions 6 months ago. The FTD, their fucking roles. There's so many things. Nobody talks about the role of the Federal Reserve. It's a fucking huge role. They're bailing them out by trillions by the day, you guys. These are fucking big deals. We gotta stop chasing the lines. You gotta stop worrying about pennies up, pennies down. If you're not day trading, don't worry about the thing. If you're not buying that day, don't worry about the price. If you want to learn those things, there's so many people out there that are great traders that aren't even in the movement, that have been in the market for years. See, one of the main problems with the movement was right when it happened, everybody was, oh, it's happening right away. There were people that haven't even been in the movement and they, haven't even been in the market, didn't understand the market, and they exploded. And they truly didn't know what was going on. And now that we come to realize how much more there is to it, you realize, like I said, you guys, this is such a bigger fight. This is so much bigger than we knew. It's so much bigger than they knew right away. That's why it's like you can't fucking stop looking. You can't stop doing DD. You can't say it's done, because every time somebody says this is going to help and it doesn't help, you need to know why that rule doesn't help. You need to know how they can get around that rule. You need to know, or you're going to be let down. And like I said, we gotta support each other. We gotta help each other out. We gotta pick each other up, and we gotta fucking educate each other in the world. That is the only way we win. It's the only way this stops. It is too deep of a swamp, dude. I don't give a fuck what... Like I said, I thought Trump's a nut job. He's a fucking nut job. And of course, it was in for himself, and he did golf courses and all this shit. But I don't care how you feel about Donald Trump. There was things that he was exposing. There was things that he was showing to the world no one would have talked about. He literally called Ken Griffin out in front of the world. Ken's hiding his money. Where's Ken? Guys, we need this stuff to be out there. We need fucking people to know what's going on. I'm not sitting there saying pro-Trump, now vote him in. I'm just saying we need this shit to get out. We need... Trey, if you're listening, dude, I would love to come on your channel. TMI, I know we're talking about going on your channel. We gotta educate each other. I know you guys are sitting there, YouTubers, if you're listening, I know the money's nice for you guys. I get it. I get it. We're in a cab. I get it. I don't fucking blame you. But you can't blame me for calling you out. But the thing is, listen to me. Every one of you. You fucking have how many shares? Educating the movement. That is how you get that MOAS. That's how you get that real money. The petty money, the greed of you needing any more shares. Dude, if we MOAS, if we just get there, if you just explain people what we need to do with these credit cards, what we need to do with these banks, get the fuck out of the payment for order flow platform. Get these commodities. Get fucking physical assets. I mean, I've shown you so many things, guys. Like, there's so many things we need to fucking teach people. Options. Stop playing them if you don't know them, even if you do know them. Here's my problem right now. Here's my problem with options. Here's my problems with all of the fucking goddamn YouTubers and their options. Right here. Every fucking one of you. You all say the same fucking thing. We need a gamma squeeze. Options cause gamma squeezes. But the way that you're showing them to play options is day trading them and doing these daily movements, small things. That is not going to cause gamma fucking squeezes. We don't need a gamma squeeze to fucking squeeze anyways. You need margin calls by fucking these banks, and you need the DTCC to get fucked up. You need them to margin call. You need what didn't happen on the GameStop report. You needed the DTCC to not forgive $22 billion that they couldn't afford. That is how you MOAS. That is how you fucking do it. I'm telling you, that's it. You fuck these banks up. You find out what bank is in this DTCC and you fuck their world. You stop using them. You get your mortgages out of them. You get your credit cards paid off with them and you fucking move them. You get this $488 trillion that they re-hypothecate. $488 trillion that they re-hypothecate. It's right there. I've been telling you guys for 9 months about this fucking re-hypothecation, you guys. It matters. You fucking fuck them up. Why do you guys give your enemies money? Why do you guys let your money... You guys, look at this. They use your money inside of your fucking bank account against you in trading through re-hypothecation. And just like the stock borrow program, they pay you a penny. You know what they pay you? The average. I don't even need to look this up. I've read it so many times. The average interest rate in America for banks, for a savings account, is 0.003%. So that tells you guys they pay you less than, they're paying you 0.00%. So that's why every fucking time you have, $1,000 in my account and I look at the end of the year, I made 15 cents in fucking interest. So they can take your own money that you're working for and fucking use it through re-hypothecation and bet against you and steal from you in the stock market the money that they have in your account. I said, you guys, this is unfucking believable. Guys, let's not attack TMI. We're just calling out the two. Me and TMI, we're talking. We're going to be on the show. We're going to spread the right information, guys. There's nothing. No need to attack TMI right now. It's not what we're here for. Alright. Now, let me go back up. Let me read else what's going on here. And yes, I agree. Review Dork, me and him have been blocked for fucking years. Everybody knows how I've felt about Review Dork since day one. But I'm not going to hate somebody because they talk to somebody either way. I don't hate Trey Trades because he is associated with Matt Kors. And you know how I feel about Matt Kors. TMI, when I have chats with him, is a very, very nice person. He's a genuine person. He teaches what he can. If he doesn't know the question, he says, I don't fucking know. That's all I need people to do. I don't need people to do what they do every time. Oh, I have a following, so I need to make up information. That is not the way. That is not how we grow. Coiled, thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, guys, we need to evolve as a community as well. Because the problem is we have came into the same fucking trap that they have us inside political parties. Are you red or are you blue? What YouTuber do you like? What YouTuber gave you that information? It's on us to research it as well. It's on us to research everything. Like I said, it's your money. It's your future. It's your children's future. It's what's happening to you by the day. It's your taxes. It's everything. This is beyond the fucking stock market. This movement, we'll never be able to get people to do this. We will never get enough people to fucking do this. Right here. So our form of doing this peacefully, is through this fucking movement. And you expose the corruption and you get so many fucking people to see what's going on. There's no stopping it. There's no more hiding it. There's no more, all right, we couldn't look at, no. You need to know what's going on because we fucking did. Like I said, guys, this movement is beyond so many things. This MOAS is the trillions of dollars they've stolen from the United States to destroy the dollar. Like I said, guys, this shit is fucking ridiculous what we let them get away with. Exactly, man. We're all in this shit to fucking gather in the end of the day. I'm going to show you guys something real quick on Reddit that I made. I wrote this on Reddit a long fucking time ago. This was when I didn't know as much. I don't know how to say your name, buddy. NDN8SHN. But thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. Now, a long time ago. Fucking. Let me find my post here quick. A long time ago here, I showed everybody how we can win, how we can fuck these banks up, how we can fucking... Literally the game plan, the path to get there. And it was pretty weird to me that... I mean, and see, I started talking about Phase 5 a year ago. 6, like I said, guys, we've been talking about these. We've been excited about these phases for fucking years. Been talking about the cat system for a fucking year. Naked sex, bye, bitch. Stop spamming my channel, you fucking clown. Lazy Bones, I appreciate that, thank you. Now, hold on 1 second. Here. I wish this would have got way more traction than it did. Because we're in a short squeeze play, and I don't think people understand. You have a fucking opponent in a short squeeze. You have people shorting your stock. They're affecting your price. They're affecting your attitude. They're affecting your life. They're affecting everything. They're against you. They don't want your stock to go up. They want it to go down. You have an enemy. What does that mean? I wrote this like I said, I wrote this like 14 months ago, you guys. We get into ISDA, we get into payment for order flow. If you are on a payment for order flow system, this is a big fucking deal. Get off of it. You're making it so Citadel has less money coming their way, and they can make less and less and less money. That's a big fucking deal. On top of that, you're seeing all of our trades, you're seeing level 2 data affected, and it makes your charts more accurate. That's a big fucking deal, you guys. It really is. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta grab a drink. I've been talking for 2 hours. I haven't even taken a drink yet. Give me 2 seconds. I'm dry mouth here, man. Crazy. Alright. Alright, I'm sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Alright. Now, I talked about dark pools. But the problem was, like I said, I was a lot younger. I've come to learn that the dark pools are called ATSs. They're off exchanges. These things is what everybody calls dark pools, which is why I kept on saying we need to stop using the word dark pools. It makes us not look very smart because they're not using dark pools. They're using internalizers, different forms of over-the-counter trading. Talked about bonds here. Now we're going to keep getting into this stuff. So imagine this says ATSs. Now, I'm telling everyone right here, if we do direct trading, it gets them out of dark pools. It gets you out of ATSs, and that's my point. If you guys look here, like I was showing you in this picture, this is why this fucking matters. If you look here, it's gotta be this one. God damn it. Really? Jesus. Alright, whatever. If you guys remember, if you were still here earlier, I showed you guys the path that they can take. The different ways that the market makers can fill orders. Now, maybe it's in one of my old ones. Trying to see, no. Alright, whatever. Here we go. Oh yeah, and like I said, I'm going to show you also, I can show you quick also everyone who's listening, the difference between 2008 and 2022 on how they made the stock borrow program through the derivatives market, the stock market, just like the old housing market back in 2008. And this is why I tell you there's going to be another massive crash, because there's no way to stop this as well. If you look here, in 2008, what happened? You had the tranches, and they said to themselves, through securitization, they made, the tranches, like I was showing you guys. And this had a massive effect on mortgage-backed securities when people who were approved for houses they couldn't afford defaulted. Now, back in the day, I'll just explain the tranche, because, just in case you don't understand what these tranches are. What they did is they took about 10 people. If you watch The Big Short, you saw they took strippers. They took strippers and they approved them for 10 houses, okay? Just to make this very simple. Bill Campbell, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So they took 10 strippers and they sold them 3-4 houses that they could not afford, okay? What they did is they packaged them together so they could afford them with people that were like, businessmen. People that had a very small chance to default. Well, those people that had a small chance to default were people that were, they called the A's on the tranches. They were the top of the tranche. They held it above. So they were like, all right, since this guy's not going to default, we can baggage it together, sell it, and there's no way they're going to default because they got the guys on top. Well, the problem was these strippers and these other people that couldn't afford these other houses would default on the first one. Well, the first one was like a B, okay? It was up higher up, and then the second one would default, and the third one would default. So what they ended up happening is on these tranches, the bottom legs were taken out. Well, just like anything, if I come over and I kick you in the leg, guess what's going to happen? You're going to fall down. There's nothing you can do about it. That is what happened in 2008. Now, they pretty much took the same concept. Now, the reason that they did this is in 2008, they said to themselves, mortgage-backed securities cannot fail, okay? No one's going to not pay their mortgage payments, and even since we packaged them together, there's no fucking way they can fail. So we will sell these like fucking hotcakes. Well, obviously they failed and tumbling came down. So, just like I told you with family offices and everything else, what did they do? They evolved. And they said, hey, we control the prices on the stock market. The stock market can't fail because we control the price and we won't let it fail. And they can't even see us cheating in the background. So we control everything. We win. So they looked over and they say it's the same fucking situation as it was in 2008. It cannot fail because we control it. Now, the way you make tranches. You go, Bigums, how do you make a tranche? Just like this. Instead of doing tranches with mortgage-backed securities, okay, you have the DTCC, which I showed you. Right here. The DTCC. Here's their website. If you think I'm lying about this fucking CNS program, here it is. It's the DTCC's website. I can give you every single thing I have on the DTCC's website and the CNS program. It's from the SEC.gov. It's from all the regulators. It's a real fucking thing. This is real. This is not a fucking, Bigums. No, this is real shit. This is in a lawsuit. This is in a report that was presented to the SEC in a lawsuit showing how people were doing this shit fucking years ago. It's a massive deal, you guys. What they do, so you have the DTCC and the CNS, okay? Where the fuck is my new board? All right, now let's go back. Okay, so now what they do in the stock market is they go, all right, let's make what we call the new tranches. Now, you guys remember what I said, the word securitization? What is that? You take an asset. Okay, you take an asset, you repackage it. Okay, and you sell it. And you, what? Oh, that's right. Here's the key. You don't own the asset. Okay? So you don't even fucking own the asset. Okay? Now think about it this way. The DTCC owns the real shares, as we found out through all these things. They know the real count. What do? They're at the top of the tranche. They're your A's. They cannot fail. CNS program. They're your double A's. Okay? Then what do? You sell them what we call the rights. You go to retail, okay? And what they do is they don't sell you the share. They sell you the rights to the share. Okay? And then your broker holds it in street name for you, which means you truly don't own the asset. Now, this is a main reason why a lot of people push DRS. This is why I'm never against DRS. Because if you DRS your shares, you own the fucking asset. They cannot borrow it. They cannot fucking use the CNS program the stock borrow program on it. They cannot re-hypothecate your shit, in other words, or use securitization on your thing. So, I tell people, if you want to do that, go for it. I'm not going to push it because there are consequences to DRSing your shares. I don't care what everyone says. I've proven them all wrong, and I've proven it over and over. There's disadvantages and advantages of DRSing your shares, just like everything else in the world. So for everyone that goes DRSing it, and it's the only way, and it will be a perfect plan, and I'll be able to sell, and there'll be no issues, get your head out of your ass. You're wrong. And if you want me to take 40 seconds to show you, I will. But again, I'm not against DRS because it also helps the movement. So the people that are DRSing, I want you to understand there's a reason why you heard the word liquidity or infinite liquidity pool. That means that you are going to DRS 10% of your shares and you are not planning on selling during the MOAS, okay? That is what you DRS if you're going to do it. But my point is why do all that bullshit when the rest of this is going to come crashing down anyways because it's a fucking Ponzi scheme. And I want to sell every one of my shares when I can. I don't want to be locked up, and I don't need... It even says during high volatility, selling's going to be fucking having a hard time or you will have problems. And during a certain amount, you need to mail it. There's a whole bunch of disadvantages to DRS. But there's a shit ton of advantages. So, like I said, I will never say bad things about it other than if you're going to do it, make sure you understand what you're doing. That's it. But do I think DRS is, we all need to go do it and fucking, that's the way? No, I don't. Now, let's get to some questions, my friends. Let's check out some questions here. If you guys want to ask me some questions now, I'm back to watching the chat for the next 5 minutes here. So let's go back into some questions. Sorry guys, what the fuck happened with GG got off? What the fuck? What happened with Gary Gensler? I have no idea. What do you mean by that? Are we talking about his Annabelle thing? I mean, I feel like people are overblowing Annabelle. Well, all these ATS trades have to come to that light eventually. Yes, all these ATS trades can come to the light, Carl, if we just all direct routed our things. We don't even need fucking the DTCC and all these people to fucking do anything. SEC, fuck them. Just direct route your trades. If you can send your trade where you need to send your trade, you know it's going to the IEX, fuck them. We can see it then. Fuck them. We don't need any of that other bullshit. We don't need to rely on the SEC. They can blow us. They can literally go down on every one of us. Fuck them. Douchebags. People remember government is structure is good. The people yeah, I mean the government's not bad. It's the fucking everyone we are electing is the problem. The structure is kind of fucked up too because you only have a 2 political system. I mean, nothing's perfect. And obviously I showed you what Thomas Jefferson said. The banking system is fucking what's corrupt. And until we fix the banking system, it doesn't matter anyway. Alrighty, what else we got here? People, 1 a.m. in Florida. Yeah, I mean, sure a lot of people are getting ready to fucking go to sleep, but I mean, I definitely will be answering questions if you guys want indica or sativa, man. I love sativas, bro. I think right now it's called Strawberry Cough, if I remember right. Alrighty, what are PR brokers to avoid? I mean, dude, a lot of them, almost all of them are POF. I mean, I always push, the only thing I push is Fidelity Beta or Active Trader Pro version on the computer. You can direct route your trade, is not payment for order flow. I also do TD Thinkorswim. You can direct route your trade. If you're in Canada, I always recommend using Questrade. And if you're over in Europe, you got Interactive Brokers. And if you're in China, you got Interactive Brokers as well, where you can direct route. I have a list, actually. I have a video here. I will post it. I actually show you guys everybody that allows direct routing, and I'll actually show you guys how it works, why it's a big deal to direct route. It shows you how to do it on every single platform
smart investors have
actually learn to do it on. So make sure you check this video out if you do not understand payment for order flow, what it does, how to get around it, why it's a massive deal. I will literally show you. I walk through each step on how to do it through all of the platforms. So, like I said, highly recommend this video. I will tell you how to do it. I think it's on 7 platforms I go through on how to order it around the world. So it's not just United States. Alrighty. Public is actually a piece of shit. If you check their 606, they do 100% to a market center, which is picked up by a market maker. Public is fucking trash. Public is no better. They receive what we call rebates instead of payment for order flow. They're fucking trash. They are fucking trash. Alrighty, what happens if we just hold and stop buying synthetics? They'll probably fucking lower the price, short the fuck out of it. I don't know, just bring it down. I mean, that's the thing. Here's the thing. You saw the haircut requirements. They haven't been able to bring it under 10. They're like, can't get it under fucking 10 even if they tried. I really don't know what happened if we stop buying, to be honest. I'm never gonna. I mean, if I can get more IOUs, the more IOUs I get, the fucking better when it's fucking phase 6 time. Phase 6 will make them, it might not make them buy the 65 billion, but it'll make them margin call all the people that they have master agreements with. So it will be even better than that. What size shoes do I wear? 11s. What are some of the disadvantages of DRS in your shares? Well, here you go. So, you have to have certain amount of stuff to be able to make the listing requirements on like the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ. They can literally delist you. And if you take 100% of the shares like everybody wants to do out and everybody DRSs them, you're not going to meet these requirements. You could be delisted. On top of that, you need to have a certain amount of liquidity going through those exchanges that is available to the public, to the float. So on top of that, what you could have, if you get 100% of a float taken, you could have lawsuits, get delisted from there. You could, that's the thing. You don't know what they're gonna do if you expose it in that type of a nature, to where they're gonna go, all right, are they gonna punish all the bad actors? Are we gonna get fucked out of a MOAS now and only get a fucking lawsuit with everybody and make $20 a piece? That's the type of thing where it's like, I like it when people DRS their shares to an extent, because it takes away their ability, again, to use your shares, to borrow them out. You actually get your vote. So your vote counts on these meetings. It's not street value votes where these brokers tally everything up and majority vote. That's how they vote. So even if you voted one way on a position, they can vote against it because the majority did. So that's what I'm saying. Like, DRSing is a very good thing, but at the same time, selling during volatility, they said, could be very hard. You could be delayed. If you sell over a certain amount, you might have to mail it in, which could take weeks, which you could miss a squeeze. There's a tons of different things throughout DRS that you need to truly look into. Some people say, well, I have no problem selling now. Well, yeah, it's not volatile. There's no volatility right now. It's not volatile at all. Anyone can sell course. But have you tried to buy or sell on DRS when the shit's going crazy? No, probably not. Alrighty. Robinhood and Webull are the worst. Fuck yeah, they are. First time listener, bigums. However, with 242 shares, do you think MOAS could make me rich? I don't know, man. Like I said, if we get MOAS, I don't know what you consider rich, but yeah, it could get pretty high up there. What happens if the banks fail? Well, then they're gonna have to fucking margin call the people that owe them money. They have fucking trillions in the derivative market that they can go ahead and get from people and say, we need that money. We need this. Sorry. If the banks fail, we win. They margin call market makers, they margin call firms, and they margin call smaller banks, and we win. That's why I keep on saying, we fuck these banks up. That's how you win, my friend. Are you free Saturday night? Bliss, for you, I'm always free. Alrighty, what else we got here? Can you explain the cons? I already did that one. Why do people think direct routing actually goes where you want it to? Why? Because you get a receipt. Why? Because when you fucking order the IEX and they don't have a share, your thing actually gets canceled. It doesn't get insta-filled. That is why. It actually, you can tell what's going on. You can see it on the level 2 data. I have proof my shit goes to the exchange. I can see it being filled on the 1 minute candle. That is how I know. If it wasn't going to a lit exchange, it would not be seen on level 2 data. Lauer likes DRS. Yeah, I do too. Like I said, I like DRS. I'm not against DRS in any way, shape, or form. Me personally, I'm not going to DRS my shares. I got into this to sell everything I bought. Let's see here. How do we know MOAS is close to peak? Well, there's one thing I like to look at on stock right here. So, some of these charts here, what you can look at is, you can see here in the short volume and stuff, you can look down at these bar charts here, okay? You can see when shorts are covering, you can see when they're starting to make massive moves, when they're massively borrowing. You see all of those types of things. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing, because I don't think the squeeze is going to be 1 or 2 days, I'm going to be watching the volume. I'm going to be watching a whole bunch of different things. But one of the other things I'm going to be watching is stockgrid.io. Now, if you watch these charts, these show you when they're borrowing, when they're returning. So when you can see when they're returning shares, you can see if they're doing it for days, you're going to see that price rise. So this is a site that you can actually go ahead and see and kind of keep track of what's going on in the back end through the dark pools. So this is one site also that I will be paying attention to. Which brokers have Apex clearing? I don't know. I just know TD Ameritrade does not and Fidelity doesn't. And they both let me direct route, so that's why I use them. And that's the only reason why I push them. Everything else, fuck Public. If I can't direct where my trade's going, I have no faith that it's going where I want it to. This site it's stockgrid.io. How do you feel about the lack of volume on GME? I mean, that's a thing. That's the other thing with when you DRS your shares, there's less out there, less liquidity available, so you're going to get less volume too. On top of it, you have no one selling in GameStop. I don't know how the fuck they're still going on GameStop, bro. I mean, that 128% fee has got to be fucking killing them. Am I going to be live during the squeeze? Fuck yeah, dude. I will be going nuts during the squeeze. I will definitely be live. I will not be working anymore. That is for sure. New to the movement, when does Phase 6 start? Phase 6 starts September 1st, and it is in a month and 9 days. Or not 9 days, sorry. 3 days. 28th today? Yeah, 28th. Is Phase 6 plan starts doing nothing? Will we do protests? I don't see how Phase 6, honestly, I don't see how it doesn't do anything. There's still fucking way. They're spoofing and trading back and forth, David. David, it is called layering, my friend, not spoofing. But yes, they are. They've been doing that forever. But that's the thing. The CAT system will stop the spoofing. We need the CAT system to go on for them to stop a lot of their fuckery in the United States, so. But I don't really care about any of that shit. Like I said, when this CAT system, this derivative market starts getting fucked up, I don't see anything that they can do. I really don't. What are the other 2 nails in the coffin? The repository system and CAT system. The CAT system will go into effect next year. They're not going to delay it again. And can they delay it? Jose, no, they're not going to delay this. There's too many countries and G20. G20 alone is 20 countries. And they want it. There's too many countries that want it that are too big, and the only people that don't want it is the United States. So they don't have enough of say. It's gonna pass. CAT system is Q, I think 4 now, and next year they moved it back a year because they're fucking scared shitless of that too. The repository system is Q4 of 2023. It's Q4 2023. next year they're already fucking destroyed. I mean, for AMC too, it's like we're already fucking destroying. We're already over $1 billion this quarter, and we still have fucking what? What day is it? Oh, so it's 29. So we still got 3 days left, and it's the weekend days. So it's like most of the time we make about 160 to 200-ish million. I'm telling you guys, look at this. In 1 month, box office is going to equal the entire quarter of last year in 1 month. That's a big fucking deal. This quarter might be the most profitable quarter ever. We can fucking make it the most profitable quarter and just fuck them up. Have them pay down a shit ton of money. Adam Aaron said they're up to 28.5% of this number. That's a big fucking percentage jump from the 24 we started at. Like I said, guys, what is where you are now compared to last year is 1,000 times better. You should be so confident. You will be all right. Like I said, guys, we got this. We fucking got this. Even if Adam Aaron's pounce is just paying off a shit ton of debt at a discounted rate, I want you to understand how amazing that would be. Because I know you're going to have all these people, even if he paid off like $500 million of debt, and he paid like $250 million to do it or something like that, that's a big fucking deal, you guys. And I know all these people are like, who cares? There's still $4 billion to go. Yeah, well, you got to start somewhere, right? And he's still going to have over $1.5 billion in the bank. That's what raises your stock price naturally. Fucks up the fucking short thesis, fucks up the shorts, gives you more credit. Now you can also go ahead and refinance your loans, which lowers your interest, which makes it so you can clear more fucking debt. And then it becomes a spiral event. So if he pays down debt and people go, it's a big deal, they don't know shit about business and they're a child. Exactly. Get us closer to a dividend. There's a whole bunch of things that would come from if he decided to smash down a whole bunch of debt. I mean, I don't know what is truly his fucking pounce is going to be. I have a couple ideas, but I don't really want to share all those yet. I feel like he's kind of giving us a couple hints. Adam Aaron should get his buddies to buy in. I'm sure he knows. Oh, I'm sure he does, man. If you want to know what the repository system is, I'm just going to put this video up because it's 5 minutes long. I mean, you guys can... I take the time to fucking make these things. You can take 5 minutes of your life to watch. If you want to learn about the repository system in my mind is the biggest thing that will stop this. If Phase 6 doesn't, the repository system will. There's no more fucking around after that. Any debt paid off is good paid off. Yeah, exactly, dude. Especially if they can continuously get it at a discount rate. That's fucking massive. And you guys, I don't think everybody remembers, popcorn should be coming out in like a month. Yeah, I mean, the popcorn's gonna make us a shit ton of money, like I said, guys. AMC is going nowhere but up, my friends. I don't care what any of these fucking people that shills online, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. They're clowns. 2023, man. I wouldn't talk about something if it was in 2024. That's way too far out. Wait, I think I saw somebody make fun of Matt Kors, so I gotta go read it. Oh, no. Matt Kors is not in here watching. Of course, thank you. And I love all you guys. I appreciate all joining. Like I said, guys, we're all in this shit together. We'll fuck them up, dude. Sorry, I had to text my wife. Repository system. Oh, wait, no, I saw that. Let's keep going here. So I'm just reading the chat quick, trying to catch up here. 90%. Yeah, and that's the thing. Popcorn has a 89 to 90% profit margin. It's gonna fucking kill it. And on top of that, they're gonna be able to sit there and what they can do is, you know, they have all these fucking popcorn tins they're selling, like the Thor popcorn tin, which I got. That thing's pretty fucking badass. I'm not gonna lie. They have some pretty sick popcorn tins. Well, when they do their popcorn deal, they can obviously, on top of it, stuff them full of popcorn as well, because mine wasn't adding any popcorn in mine. But you could stuff it full of popcorn that they make and raise the price like an extra $1 or $2. And what do you know? There you go. They can make money on popcorn that way. They can make money on popcorn, like I said, just selling it to people on the house, stores. Fucking, that shit's going to be... They're going to make some fucking cash on that, dude. Best guess what Adam Aaron has under his sleeve. I mean, I thought it might have been a gold-backed dividend. I feel like he's given quite a few hints on gold-backed something or gold-related something. Could be a massive play in Highcroft. I mean, for all we know, maybe Highcroft's about to announce some massive thing. They found a mine. I don't know. It could be a ton of things. It could be, like I said, a gold-backed NFT. Because they can't do a normal NFT as a dividend unless it has value or some kind of cash. Yeah, I got that Thor Hammer popcorn tin, dude. That thing was pretty badass, dude. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, even those popcorn tins, they sold out of the Thor popcorn tins. They redid back orders, brought it back for a couple days, resold out again, and then they had more back orders, and I don't even know if they're done doing it. Like, they sold all those popcorn tins like fucking 6,000 times. So like I said, guys, we should all be feeling so much better than we've ever felt on this play. And that's not even counting just fucking, that's just the fucking company alone, too. Like, that's not even counting ISDA or any of this other shit going on. All right, I need to pack a bong one more time. I haven't smoked. Give me a second here, and we can keep going. Alright, sorry guys, I had to let my puppy out too. Alright. Nah, I was packing my bong, I had to let my puppy out. Just 2 hours. 2.5 hours. He's a little guy. He's only 9 weeks old, man. Alrighty. Now, anybody have any more questions? I gotta get up here pretty early, so I mean, I should probably get going. It's almost 1. I gotta get up at fucking 7 here. I'm gonna go ahead also and record a small video, so in case you just joined, I'm gonna make a smaller video, probably 10-15 minutes long on Phase 6, so in case you missed all of this, or if in case you missed the Phase 6 part, you'll definitely want to check that out. It should be pretty quick and straight to get to everything for you guys. Mr. Crazy, thank you, I appreciate it. Alright, my puppy's going crazy. Alright guys, I gotta get going here, but I appreciate everybody who joined. Like I said, everyone who sent me a super chat, truly appreciate it. I'm gonna make my Gary Gensler video here as well pretty soon. I know a lot of people want me to look at Gary Gensler and this Annabelle shit. I'll check that out soon. But like I said, guys, we got a lot of good stuff coming forward for us. Honestly, we have a lot of good things, so